Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to Odyssey of the Dragonlords. In the last session, the party comprised of Juno, Derek, Xandri, Drakgar, Metius, and Porunga all ventured into the Old Woods, a location that is known throughout the heartlands of Tylea for housing, quite many things. However, the party was there for a specific objective, that of the Dryad Demetria, a sister to Versi the Oracle, and also the one in charge of supposedly in charge of the group of fey creatures that had recently taken away both a certain number of young people from the city of Estoria, as well as the fabled Horn of Balmythria, one of the items that is, according to the prophecy, imperative for the party to find. The party met up with Demetria, discussed a bit of the nature of the current situation, and ultimately decided that Demetria was not to be trusted. They engaged in battle with her and her Geigen bodyguard. Eventually, the fight comes to a close with both Demetria and her Geigen companion being killed in battle. Not before, however, finding a bit of the prophecy that had to do with one of the party members, more specifically for Metius, who, was told to consult the fates in one of the islands off the coast of the mainland. Besides that, we wrapped up right as the battle was finishing, with the party analyzing the current situation, thinking of their next move. And that's where we'll continue. So, Uh, like I mentioned last session, you guys, this basically we ended like right as combat ended. Uh, what are you guys doing now that Demetria and her Geigen bodyguard have been stricken down, as well as the Minat that came in to assist them?
Um, Ex- uh, Exandria is going to investigate this body of the fallen person in front of her
Hmm.
if she can.
What do you wish to investigate?
I want to see if she has anything worthwhile on her that looks like would fetch us a little bit of gold when we got back into town or something.
She has a dagger with her. Other than that, her attire is mostly relegated to um, how should I describe this? Almost very simple. Uh, sort of ragged looking leather with leaves and the like, assisting in particular joints of the outfit. In fact, let me double check the here. I'm just gonna show you an image of the creature in question. Show to players. There are, as far as their outfit itself goes, nothing really to write home about. As any items on them besides the dagger. A couple of very simple handmade-looking charms that are displayed across their neck, like necklaces, and their hair. Other than that, nothing much else of note.
Uh,
All right, I'll
Drakgar,
just take the dagger and then go towards the table to collect the hoard.
and then while she does that, Drakgar is gonna check on Gigan, and Juno's gonna check on Demetria, see if they have anything that's worth anything or worth grabbing.
The Geigen. Let me lower the volume for this a little bit. The Geigen has a lot of things on them. Uh, they first of all, they appear to have a bundle of javelins, kind of like strapped to his back, as well as the spear that it had on one of its six arms. The other two arms appear to be holding shields on each of them. Very simple, sort of like wooden shields of sorts. More so to deflect the blows rather than outright block them. Uh, as far as anything else goes, that would probably be it for the guy. And he didn't seem to have been wearing any really in the way of armor other than bracelets and the sort of like kilt around his waist.
Okay, Drakgar is gonna take the javelins, and then I'll inform the others that their stuff, but I don't think that they would want that.
Roll me a d8.
Alright. Oof.
You find 3 javelins on him.
3 javelins. Okay. I will add that.
Demetria. She on her uh, doesn't have much in the way of things of note that you would say. Besides her sort of like necklace and hair ornaments that look slightly they look visibly far of higher quality than the Menad that walked into the room. Uh, she appears to you see as the almost bark-like segments across her skin seem to slowly kind of lose their coloration as if the last bit of life on the tree-like segments of her body slips away. uh you will see that she appears to have a strange looking bow. It's a short bow seemingly, with one of the ends of it, the segments where the string actually connects to the bow, is kind of and carved in such a way that it almost seems to resemble, like a heart symbol of sorts.
Dibs. Dirk says.
Uh, as you guys are all doing this, the 4 girls gather around the table. Well, what remains of the table, because a lot of it was destroyed by the Gigans, moving through the room. The 4 girls kind of slowly get their hands like away from the back of their heads. They were kind of like all crouched and bundled up, just to avoid being caught in the crossfire. They very slowly, one by one, begin to look up as if trying to realize what just happened. The initial reaction most of them have is confusion, visible at that. Is as if they are not quite sure what just happened, and they are trying to get their bearings. They don't outright like freak out, but they seem to be in this weird sort of state where their senses are coming to, but also they're not quite fully there. Kind of how the other young men and women at the glade, when they were kind of snapped out of their trance by Exandri's words, this one seemed to be in a similar state.
I'd like to just look them over to see if they're wounded at all, if it looks like they've been abused in any way.
Hmm? Not really. They are surprisingly unharmed. Uh, they do have like a couple of of cuts and bruises that were caused by the Geiger kind of like pushing them aside as it was moving through the room, but nothing really life threatening.
Okay. I'll introduce myself and say, we're here to help you. Um, you look very confused, so I assume you were all well, we know you were in a trance that was put on you by Demetria, but once you have your bearings, do you think you'd be able to tell us what you remember?
The 4 girls are kind of a little bit confused. I'm gonna be changing the music in the background as I'm doing this. The four girls are very confused. One of them kind of looks up at you and says, "I'm not sure what happened. It felt as if we wanted to be here, all of us, but when the fight broke out and when Demetria fell, it's like we awoke from a great dream, or maybe a nightmare was a bit more accurate."
Well, I guess that means for now we're safe. We're gonna get you out of here, but we might just need to look around a little bit more. But just try to remain calm, all right?
They all kind of like share a look in between all of them, and almost of understanding. And they seem to look back at you, Metius. The one that spoke to you nods and says, um, "Who are all of you?"
Well, who are we all? We were chosen by the Oracle,
I'm the special one.
so we're here to.
Yes, you are, Derek, and I'll pat him on his back.
As you say, we were chosen by the Oracle. They seem to have like this genuine but tame surprise on their face. As if they, want to inquire more a little bit, but they are not, they're not sure what to say. They just kind of nod along and say, "Oh, wait, we were brought here with many others. Have you seen them while you've been here?"
We saw them in some kind of they look to be under a trance as well. It was broken by my companion here, Exandria, and I'll point over to her and say they seem to be safe. We still need to check around to see if there's any more, and then we'll work on getting everybody out and return you to your families.
Yes, I agree. I do believe there might be some of these rooms back here that we need to check.
We
And as
definitely
I'm
do.
talking, I'm like bandaging up Derek and I'm like wrapping up his face where he got hurt, purposely like wrapping the gauze over his mouth so he maybe talks
Okay.
less. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And then I tie it off and leave.
He looks better
We
already.
get back to
Not entirely.
As you're doing this, the satyr that assisted you guys in battle kind of like very sheepishly enters the room, little bit not really hunched over, but almost as if he's trying to make himself look small. And he says, "Um, hello. I hope you don't mind if I interrupted your conflict here. I thought you could use the help."
No, not at all. Thank you for the assist.
He kind of looks around, sees all of this place, has this really sort of like very meek, like posture going on. Both hands kind of like holding his pan flute, panpipes rather, as he kind of says, "Oh, I do hope all of you are not, hurt. Demetria, well, I guess was a really evil woman. She didn't hurt you any badly, did she?"
I think we're all right for now. If a little bit exhausted, I've cast many spells and I'm quite tired at this point. But we should press on so we could get out of here.
I agree. Oh, sorry.
Oh, right. My name is Lorius. Uh, I realize I didn't introduce myself. Sorry about that.
Well, it's wonderful to meet you. I'm Metius, and these are my companions.
Kind of looks around. Let me zoom in on the token real quick so you guys can see him. He appears to be, well, a satyr. Has very soft features. Like has probably never really seen like a fight. Doesn't have like that look of like a rugged or mature person to him yet. He does, however, seem probably roughly in like his 20s. Just looking at him, he kind of looks around, you guys, and he says, "Oh, apologies, I'm not quite sure what to say. This is the first time I talk to anyone outside of my immediate friendships. I never really talked with people who come from, well, beyond the forest."
Oh, so you're from inside the forest?
Yes. Many of us are. We, me and a couple of others arrived here at the glade recently. We wanted to have a discussion with uh, Lady Demetria. Obviously, well, we can't do that now. Um, but it's fine. You didn't do anything wrong. Demetria she was an evil woman. Uh, I don't wish to say this because it sounds very bad, but many people will think things might be better this way.
What did you plan on discussing with her?
Oh well, I really was just tagging along with a couple of friends of mine. We wanted to discuss matters about her antagonizing the mortal races in the nearby area. Uh, we wanted to make sure that she stopped because we didn't need the unwanted attention. And while I personally detest the violence, I well, she was a very bad person, and it might be better if things are like this. Uh, I'm sorry. I've been following you all since you entered the glade, but I didn't want to make my presence known because, well, I was quite curious about what you were here for.
Well, I'm glad you made yourself known when you did. After we finish rescuing the people in this place, maybe we need to have a little talk about what was going on and if we can make sure that it's not going to happen again.
Oh, you are far too kind. Uh, I'm not sure if I would be one to join such a discussion. I'm not particularly good at many things, really. But well, I could share with you what I know, away from this place, of course. I think it might not be best for us to remain within these halls for too long.
Certainly.
At this point, Sustreet and and Corina kind of like peek their heads out the hallway, like north of this place. They both kind of sort of stacking up on the doorway, look over, and Corina kind of sort of scans the area, sort of as if making sure that the girls that were here, are all right. She says, "Is everyone fine? I I was taken over by some strange force back then. Uh, is it done?"
It seems to be. Do you recognize these four girls?
They all kind of look over at Corina when you say this, and uh, they kind of like mutter between themselves. Corina just kind of nods and says, "Yes, I do. I'm glad they're still safe. We should probably get them rounded up with the others, shouldn't we?"
Yes, as soon as we can.
"Right. This way. Oh, Mr. Lorius, you're here as well." The Satyr kind of turns and nods and says, If you would allow me, I can guide them back over to the glade safely."
Oh, certainly. Go
That
ahead.
would be. Oh, sorry.
What were you gonna say, Drakgar?
I was gonna say, yeah, go ahead. That'd be helpful.
All right. Everyone, please come this way. You can trust me. I assure you.
Um, shouldn't we check the other doors that we passed before we leave? In case
Yeah.
there are more.
Oh, yeah, but
Okay.
I wasn't going to leave them away from the temple. I'm just getting them out of this place and out of this room and into a safer location.
Okay.
Please, this way. The four girls kind of look at each other for a couple of seconds as if they're not quite sure, but kind of looking over at Karina, who seems to kind of trust Lorius. They sort of more or less change their mind and they begin going along with them.
I would like to make sure that Demetria is dead.
By doing.
I don't know. Can I examine her?
I grab hammer. I can make sure. I grab Pythor's hammer.
Here,
I blasted her head off.
I'll assist you.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
just
you
go do a
blasted her head off. That's
medicine
right.
check
Never
on her.
mind. That's right. She's headless or something.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
you never know. Some people. Some creatures live.
I'm gonna have Lorius,
She
Karina,
looks dead to me.
and the rest just disappear for now, as they are led back outside.
All that's left now is to check those rooms.
Yes, we should check both of them. Juno, her stuff. In one of the rooms.
Who grabbed the horn?
I think Xandra did.
I believe Exandri did. So,
Yeah.
I did.
Exandri, I'm pretty sure I did describe this horn last session. But it is kind of like this
Yeah.
very long, sort of like silvery looking horn with sort of like bronze inlays. Before it was knocked over into the ground by the ensuing battle, it had within it like a wide variety of fruits and the like. But now it's pretty much empty. Still with the smell, sort of like lingering smell of fruit and other sweet fragrances permeating it. You have the horn. You're not sure what it does yet, but it was the horn that you were asked to retrieve.
I like wrap it up in a piece of cloth that I have, and I'll tuck it into the top of my bag safely. And all right, well, I'm ready to check out these rooms.
Should we check out the rooms we just were at before, or should we go to the?
Well, it's up to y'all. Where do you guys go from here?
I'll have to follow the one of you because I'm totally spent. So if there is some kind of an altercation that we get into, I'll be not so useful. But hopefully, it's just more missing children, and we can lead them out into the glade. But there was that room before the kitchen, so maybe we should head that way.
Okay, so you guys go up this little hallway and approach this what I described previously as the more lavish looking door. Would be on the hallway above over here, Metius.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. Yes, I picked in the right location. Ooh, my roll 20 is dying a little bit. Everybody's moving around. All right. Just a reminder. Don't like move around too much when you're like moving around the area, because that slows down my roll 20 a little bit.
So everybody disappeared. Didn't know where to go.
There. Over here is everybody's at. That's where I'm picking. All right. So, as you guys approach this door, well, what do you guys do?
Juno's gonna listen and see if he hears something.
I did
Like,
say last time that Juno didn't quite hear anything from this door.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't remember if we checked it or not. So I guess Drakgar will open it and Juno will stand by
Well, the door does appear to be locked.
Well,
Dang it.
should we do the old-fashioned way?
Maybe. We have to see what's in there. We have to. Does anybody know how to open locks in some other way?
I grab Pythor's hammer because I'm thinking nobody else is skilled in that. Doesn't look like Juno is. Any of y'all?
Not at all. I guess hit it.
All right. I grab Pythor's hammer and I give it a whack. Whoops, I'm not raging.
Just 1 second while I. Okay. It takes but a singular whack of your
Nice.
hammer to kind of, just boom. No, you don't break down the whole door. But you make a seizable crack around where the handle area is that kind of just pushes the door like further in. It is like like you believe that you could have taken out his hinges if it was like a stronger swing, but for now, it seems that the door is open.
All right, so Drakgar is going to move right here, if it lets him. And then Juno is going to move right here.
All right. What you see is what appears to be a very lavishly decorated bedroom, covered in rugs along the floor, silks on the wall, a very fancy-looking bed carved from what you think the frame could be oak, kind of like in the center of this room. There appears to be a trunk towards the bottom of the bed.
Drakgar will inspect the trunk.
Derek, you get a little bit of flashbacks here.
Oh.
Because it is a similar way to how Versi usually decorates her chambers.
Oh, please remove that gag from him. You have two hands. You can do it yourself.
I'll be like, okay, it's okay. He's kind of slow. I'll remove it for him. What are you freaking out about?
You remove the bandages. The bandages were removed, Derek.
He's slow.
Not
He doesn't
again,
realize
no.
it yet.
No. Like the first time. I can't. No, I can't do it again.
Right.
I start crying
Are
a
you
little bit in the
okay?
corner.
Are you okay? Do you need help?
Are you sure we should have just left the bandages on?
Yeah, probably.
The man is clearly in distress. What's happened, Derek?
It's the first time. Just like the first time. I tried to get away.
Getting away from what?
You don't know.
Uh-oh.
That's why I asked.
You never know. It's better not to ask those kind of questions.
If you
Seems like
prefer I didn't ask,
something
then I will
happened
not.
with-
Okay, I calm down now. It's
okay, buddy. I'll tap him on the back.
It was like the first full month. It was fun for a while, until it wasn't. There's a reason why I said when she attacked us with those thorns that I've escaped them before. It just took a long time. First time.
That's basically what you would see in this room. The bed, the rugs, the trunk, the front of it. What do you guys do?
Did the trunk end up having anything in it, or was it empty?
It appears to be locked as well.
Hmm.
Do any of us remember seeing keys on Demetria when we searched her?
Strangely enough, you did not.
brute force again?
Is this?
Actually, no. I might break what's inside.
Is it a chest though? Remember how the last time we came across something that was a door, but it wasn't a door?
Right.
True. Derek, you want to try?
If only had a dragon that could fire breathe.
Wait. So it's a. I'll inspect the drawer, see if it looks like anything's off about it, or if it might be magical or.
Drago, I got something fun. Hold on. Before you do that, I got something fun. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, Drago. Okay, so put the chest by the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You grab your hammer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, so you lean against the wall, like on the floor, like normal. Push against the floor. And you just swing over the top, not the whole thing, just the top part.
Just bonk it on the top.
Oh, bonk it on the side and just crush the top part. The bottom part intact. Break the hinges. It'll be just like if you just hit your sweet spot on your hammer and just feels so good.
What? Yeah, I'll try to. I'll try to break it open.
Okay, so following Derek's advice, you angle the chest and roll me to hit. With what weapon?
Whack. A hammer.
Hits. You take out like a good 40% of the top half with like that swing, to the point where now you can see inside the trunk. You see what appears to be inside the trunk. Lots of various trinkets. Not you can't pinpoint an exact value on them, but you believe that this might be belongings from the from the teenagers who have been taken away. You do, however, see a couple more items that stand out a little bit more to you. What appears to be 2 necklaces, as well as 4 or so rings. That all of them, look like they're decently made. Silver, bronze, could be worth something. There also appears to be around a dozen or so. No, my bad, half a dozen gems from all forms and sizes.
Do the rings or trinkets or any of that seem magical?
Are you proficient in Arcana?
Sadly, no.
Not to you.
Is anybody?
Let's ask what's his face.
I could take a look at them if you'd like. I'm proficient in Arcana.
Then I'll see. I'll let you grab them.
I'll just roll an Arcana check.
Yep.
Nope.
Feels bad.
Gosh.
Even with an 8, you're not sure, but you're leaning more towards they might not be magical.
They don't seem magical to me.
Okay.
Regular old rings.
Are there out of the gems and things? Is there a pearl in there?
Not actually.
No.
It just seems like there's no like specific like all the gems that I mentioned. They don't seem like like anything really particular. Just like precious stones. That you can't identify. Any specific like pearls. Because pearls are very telltale. In their form and shape and size.
Right.
None of these appear to be that.
I would like to look around the room for any hidden scrolls or books.
Roll me an investigation check.
22.
You realize the trunk had a false bottom.
Ooh.
By kind of the way you kind of like move around the trunk, you hear like this other item that is, as far as you can tell, is not visible. It's only until you kind of put your hand at a certain angle that you find a little concave section of the of the bottom of the trunk that you kind of slide or rather pull back, and it appears that in the false bottom of the trunk there is a tome. A tome that you could swear appears to be bound in some form of skin-like material.
Oh boy.
This is unsettling. Mm, do you mind if I take that?
Go for it.
Well, I'll take it and put it in my bag.
Do you open it and read it, or you just put it on your bag?
No, not yet.
Okay. So, other than that, you can't really find anything else. Oh, I just realized I never told you the value of the items, right?
No, I was about to ask how many gems did you say of value so I could put it into the notes.
Okay.
Half a dozen.
Obviously, I'm just gonna go in the assumption that at some point when you return to the city, you would have someone appraise them. But for now, I'll just give you the value of the items. The 2 necklaces are worth 100 gold each.
Ooh.
The 4 rings are worth 50 each, and the 6 gems are worth 50 each as well.
That's a nice payday.
Me and Drakgar should take the necklaces as the ones with the brain and the muscle in this operation. I mean, destroying the chest.
Can somebody
We
please
just-
rewrap his face with his bandage? Thank you. And
Yep,
she
I
walks
got
out
it.
the room.
I'll grab him and like stitch it back or tie it back on. There you go.
Oh, Metius,
Mhm.
when you grab the book,
Okay.
you do feel this strange sensation. Now, I will tell you right now. You know the book is not magical in and of itself, but it's like when you grab this, there's this cold sensation around your heart, as if a hand has manifested inside your body and is slowly wrapping itself around your heart. The sensation lasts for but a moment, and then it's gone. But in that instant where you grabbed the tone, there was something wrong.
Okay, that's unsettling. I think while that was happening, Metius is probably trying to look like nothing is happening. Whether he's successful at that, I don't know. But
I mean, you can make. I mean, if you're purposely trying to hide, how the sensation, then you can make me a deception check.
okay, yeah. 5.
Somebody with a passive insight above a 5.
So everybody noticed that
Pretty much.
he was unsettled when he picked up the book.
Yes, there's you guys notice that there's something happened in Matthias' expression while he grabbed the tome.
Well, you good, Metius? I feel like I've seen that face before.
I'm fine. When I touched the book, it was just a bit odd, but maybe we had a hard fight. I'm probably exhausted.
Right.
We should catch up with the rest of the group.
Remember things.
Pardon?
Remember how that necklace cursed that guy?
Yes, certainly. That's why I didn't open the book, but hopefully just touching it hasn't done anything to me.
Alright, well, you should at least check in with one of us every time you feel off. Just in case.
I appreciate the concern. I'll keep that in mind. But
Can I play his journey? Oh my bad, you go.
No, go ahead.
Okay, can I play his journey music, like adventure journey music, while we walk?
He's just playing music and his.
A light tune would certainly boost the mood.
Make a performance check.
Let's go.
Or a check with your
Pad.
Instrument. 16. I mean, as calming as it can be in a place that used to be inhabited by a very evil Fey woman.
Flute.
Well,
Fine, it's a flute.
as far as you can, this is a pretty decent tune. 16 is pretty decent.
Banger.
Did you say a banger? What?
Banger, yes. Every song's a banger. Every song's a banger.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. All right, so you guys, what are you guys doing from now?
Let's check the Juno and Drakgar are gonna go check the other room down here.
All right.
I'll follow your leads.
Let me zoom out a little bit. All right, so as you guys begin to move that back down the hallway, you do remember there were two rooms that you guys haven't really checked. They were both towards the middle segment of this long stretch of hallway down here. As far as you could tell, from one of the rooms you heard the sound of the baby cooing almost, and
Yeah.
you just heard like a bit of like very slow, steady breathing.
If I remember correctly, this one was the one with the baby, right?
I think this
That we
was the one
heard
with
the baby
breathing.
from.
This
one.
It was this one
Oh.
at bottom, the one with the baby cooing.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Okay. You guys ready?
Oh yes.
And this time Juno will open the door, and Drakgar will sit behind.
As Juno opens the door, what he sees is, not too alarming of a sight. Well, depending on who you are. He sees, first of all, a room that, unlike the other ones here, has no real illumination. It is pretty dark there. But what he would see is around four, young people, again, similar age range as all of the other ones you guys have found so far, kind of just like laying on top of this almost like animal fur, looking bedrolls of sorts. Sees two guys and two girls, kind of all in separated, bedrolls.
Do they look like they're? Oh, sorry.
I mean, they seem like they are out cold. They don't even wake up like to you guys like opening the door.
Juno will whisper, there's people here. They look like they're sleeping. I don't know if they're okay or not. We should probably check them out.
Oh yeah.
And then Juno and Drakgar will walk in.
I will walk in and go around to each of them and like check them to see if they're
check them to see if they're
okay.
Check them to see they're
like alive, if I can wake them up.
Okay, yes, you may. What's it called? As you move inside. Well, you can make a medicine check. First of all.
I'm going to hold my symbol as my. Wait, can I guidance myself?
Yes, you can.
And I'll start to shimmer for a second, and then I'll place my hands down upon her and go to do my medicine check. Was it a D4?
Yes, D4.
It's a little. I think it showed up. It's a 2.
As you kind of like kneel down to check on these ones, you pick up on something. You notice that around their mouths, there's like this weird sort of like almost coloration that you recognize, almost like this teal, sort of like teal and pink, sort of like colors around their mouths. You think back, and you remember that the other kids in like the eastern side of the cave were surrounded by those
the flowers.
by the mushrooms rather.
Oh yeah.
That have some form of well, perhaps not hallucinogenic, some form of strange effect to that extent. And now that you see the coloration around their mouths, you can smell it in their breath, like the similar sort of smell that you detected coming from the mushrooms back then.
Shit. Am I able to shake this person awake, or are they just like?
You can. Do you attempt to?
Yeah, I want to try and gently wake this person.
You can place your hand on them, slightly shake them, moving over to the side, and you kind of see as this one girl kind of like seems to move very lazily, almost as if trying to brush your arm aside while they like blink a couple of times as they slowly wake up. And she says, "Ah, dude, what's happening? Who are you?"
My name is Exandri, and I'm here to take you to the next portion of your journey. If you would please wake up and follow me.
She kind of like looks confused as to what that statement even meant. And she says, "Whoa, where am I again?" Oh man.
Very good question.
Last I remember was grabbing a couple of those weird mushrooms back there. And oh man, everything was really cool after that. But then I got sleepy and I just fell here. I just fell asleep here. I kind of looks over to the side and notices the other three, sleeping people here. And she says, "Oh, there they are. Oh man. Wait, hold on. You don't work for that. I don't recognize you. Are you guys with that Demetria lady?"
No, we are not. We've came here to rescue you. Demetria is no longer with us. We're here to escort you back home.
She like stares at you for like a good 3-4 seconds after you finish that sentence, and then just kind of does the slowest head nod you've ever seen one do.
This is why you don't do drugs, kids.
She says, "Okay. Not sure I understand you, miss, but I guess we're leaving now. Are we going back home?"
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man. All right, party's over, I guess. She looks over at the other three and just says, "Marcos, Nikon, Theophania, wake up!" And they slowly, like one by one, they all kind of like very groggily start like sitting up in their respective, animal skin beds, and they kind of like the same process as when you woke her up. They just kind of take a moment to like adjust themselves to this place. And one of the guys says, "Oh, who are these people? Are they here? Long story short, they're taking us back home. You still good?" The guy is gonna says, "Yeah, I think so. Uh, going back home? All right, I guess. Uh, oh, can we stop by the glade real quick? I think I want to grab a couple more of those mushrooms."
Probably should not touch those. I'll just grab the mushrooms so they don't get tempted to take them.
They don't have any of them. As far as we can tell.
Oh, I thought there was some on the floor. My bad.
No. They have the remains, like the coloration, of the mushrooms.
Oh, gotcha.
Around them. but as far as you can tell, they themselves don't seem to have any on them.
Okay.
So one by one, the kids here begin to stand up. They a bit unsteady on their feet, but they should be able to follow you, you know, out of here.
All right. So I'll tell him to leave the room, and then Juno and Drakgar will walk out.
Okay.
And then,
They
well,
slowly move as soon as Roll20 stops stops messing with me. All right. So, where do you guys go from here?
we go over here.
They kind of slowly begin heading to the doorway. They kind of, seem undecisive as to who gets out of the room first. So they're kind of stuck in a minor loop, shall we say, of one saying, "No, you go first, man. No, you go first, man." Same with with the girls. They're probably gonna be there for a moment while you guys open this door. So,
All
do
right.
you wish to open this one, the one where you heard the baby noises?
Yes.
Okay. You see as the when you open this door, before I actually reveal the area ahead of you, you will see what appears to be a small sort of like stone chamber. Unlike the other one, where it was just like animal fur that to form bedrolls with a couple of like pillows and the like. This one looks a little bit more furnished, I will say, far more comfortable of a living space. There's a bronze lantern that kind of hangs from the ceiling that illuminates this area, unlike the previous room. There's this light, sort of like aromatic, like incense smell that kind of rises from the center of the room. However, even all the shall we say perfume or other form of masking smells in the world uh, can't quite disguise the smell of goat that accompanies this room. As when you open the door, you're welcomed by a strange sight. What appears to be one of those strange sort of like fey creatures. The similar to the woman that you guys ran into earlier that attacked you. You see what appears to be one of those. Currently holding in both her arms this unusually small looking goatlings. Almost as if like you don't want to think of this possibility because the image in your mind is a little bit too disgusting. Uh, but it almost looks like up until moments before you opened the door, she was nursing them. Uh, Two more goblins are running around the room, almost as if they were like playing with each other. Kind of playing in the sense that one of them has a knife that it kind of points at the other one, kind of like that scene in The Simpsons where like the two monkeys have like the two knives. Kind of like that, except none of them are willing to throw the stab forward. All of these goblins are like probably smaller than toddlers at this point. And when you open the door and you begin to kind of like just swarm in like this, the Menad, the lady, kind of puts one of the goblins off to the side and looks over at you and says, "Well, I didn't expect this form of entertainment to be sent forth by Demetria. Is this her way of thanking me?" She says as she kind of grabs like this cup that you can smell contains some form of wine, and she drinks from it, and then she feeds it to one of the goblins as well.
Drakgar isn't really ready to attack yet, but he has his Pythor's hammer in his hand. Just holding it, not like threatening, but And then I'll signal to the others that there's.
I mean, everybody, pretty much everybody can see this. 'Cause everybody who's in
Oh.
the doorway, that is.
I'll say to her, Demetria is dead.
just straight up.
Just straight up.
Yeah, Demetria is dead.
She kind of looks over at the small goatlings and says, "Children, take a step back." As the goatlings kind of like hiss at you guys, they kind of begin to place themselves behind the Menad. The Menad then says, "Oof, well, that certainly sobered me up a bit. I don't suppose that means you're here to enjoy some fine wine and mushrooms then?"
No.
I don't. I'll pass.
She kind of does this weird motion as she seems to take a couple of her move a couple of her banks of hair kind of move to the side so she can have like a clearer view of you guys, and she says, "So, what's it gonna be? Are you all going to come in and attack me, one after the other, maybe all at a time?"
Depends on how much of a threat you are.
She looks at you guys, and when you say depends on how much of a threat you are, you kind of see her flash this like smile on you, letting you see kind of like this jagged sort of like teeth that accompany her. And she says,
I'll give her an evil grin back.
"Trust me, my dear, I can be quite dangerous. But
Do we,
I'm also not stupid. I know there was another one here in this room with me, but she walked off when she heard something strange. I take it she
Oh.
made your acquaintance with her."
Haha, about that. She's also gone.
Guess that means I'm gonna have to feed more mouths on my own. Well, it's quite alright. So, if I was to say that I'm just going to stay here, what are you going to do? Kill me? Throw my corpse out in the woods? Have the animals feed themselves on me?
do you plan on continuing to kidnap those from the local villages and cities?
Oh, that was Demetria's plan, not mine. She was a fine boss, do not get me wrong. With her around, there was no shortage of fun, food, drinks, people. But if what you say is true, and, well, let's face it, I'm going to go off the assumption that it is, then, well, looks like my days of joy are coming to an end here. A pity. I was having fun here.
I'll look to my companions and say, although she's not currently threatening us, she's clearly a threat. Their idea of fun is torturing other people.
Should we take care of them?
I hate even to think it, but
Can I lift my hand and cast a sacred flame at her?
and Pythor will also throw his.
Wait, hold on. Pythor.
Or no, sorry, Drakgar will throw Pythor's hammer.
Okay, well, y'all roll me initiative. That's probably the shortest initiative ever.
Can I still get the attack off first, or is this, or are we?
I mean, you were both kind of like aware of each other. So it's not really a surprise round. Like she was clearly expecting you guys to do something. Hold on, I need to get rid of this music.
The 3. Put the nat 1.
This one is for Drakgar. And this, I guess I didn't have my guy clicked. And this one's for Juno.
God damn, boy. This Fredboat is just not cooperating with me today. Let's see. How about this music? Please don't copyright it. I don't know what this is, but I don't think I like it. Yeah, no, get the.
I mean, that would have been pretty good, but
We're gonna go
that's gonna be a...
without fighting music for now. Because again, I don't know which of these songs that Fredwood is playing is copyrighted and which ones are not. So let's not risk it. Just think to yourselves. I don't know, something like the Witcher soundtrack. You know, Metius, you got a 3 as well. Uh, is anybody not initiative yet?
Looks like we are.
Okay, it's probably be very short. But we'll see. Derek, do you join the the fight? I will say, though the goatlings, there's a reason why I didn't roll initiative for them. They do have like knives, like little pocket shivs of that you would say they have on them. But unlike the Menad, who looks clearly physically able and willing to battle. The goldlings appear to just kind of be like hanging back and just hissing at you guys as they point their knives to you guys. So Derek, what do you do? Hold on. You might be muted because I can't hear you. Derek,
Did we lose him?
your mic may not be working. If you're saying something, we can't hear you.
Did he AFK like right after he went into initiative? Oh,
You walk.
this way. Is he bitching? is he bailing us? Is that what's happening here?
Walk over there. You still have 10 more feet of movement. You move 20. Okay. Well, if you decide to end your turn there, that's fine. Juno.
Juno walks over here. And
In the fire.
oh, not meant to be in the fire, right here. There we go.
There you go.
He's gonna quarterstaff whack.
14 will hit the Menad.
All right. And then unarmed strike.
Yep. No, 10 doesn't hit, my bad. It will not hit. However, the 14 does for 6 points of damage on the Menad.
Where's the key points on the sheet? Oh, right here. I can spend 1 key point to attack again, right? If I remember correctly.
When you
Or
use
for like a
key,
2 unarmed strikes, right?
yes, when you use a key point as a bonus action, you can do Flurry of Blows, which allows you to do two unarmed strikes instead of just one.
Yeah.
Usually,
I'll do it.
Usually you call it out before making the 2 unarmed strikes, but because this is not your character and you're just taking over for Mitch in the amount of time that it takes him to recover, I'm just going to allow you to do this.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind for next time I use it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll whack.
That one does it.
And whack.
Takes 5 points of damage on top of the original 6. As Juno comes in and makes one attack with the quarterstaff and one of those honor strikes lands as he follows up with a kick.
And then that'll be it for Juno's turn.
All right, Drakgar.
Drakgar walks over here with Pythor's hammer and recklessly gives it a good old whacker.
16 hits. For 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Pow. Anything else?
I don't think I can do anything else besides rage, but I don't know if I want to say it. That'll be it.
The Menad. You see her kind of like, sort of. She had enough time to kind of stand up and take a step back before you guys came in and attacked her from both sides, and she kind of, reeling back from the blows that were done onto her. She kind of looks over. You see her down the rest of her wine and toss the cup over to one side of the room and says, my, such bloodthirst. Is this was what did Demetria in? She is then going to.
This is how we say hello.
This is she's going to go reckless.
Oh.
And is going to take 2 stabs. One at Juno, one at Drakgar. Dagger on Juno. 24 hits. 5 points of piercing. Dagger on Drakgar. 18. I believe that hits.
Definitely hit.
5 points of piercing. She just keeps rolling low damage on this ones. She is then going to just kind of move around. Well, not move around, but rather gesture to one or two of the goldlings to keep standing back. I'm just gonna move them on initiative count 0. That is it for the minute. Porunga.
I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Okay. That is a crit. Alright. 12 points of damage, I believe. 12 points of damage total on the Menad as you take aim, shoot a firebolt at her, and it kind of hits her on one of the legs. Kind of begins to burn away like a chunk of her flesh. Anything else, Porunga?
No, I'm just gonna end my turn here.
Metius?
I will also cast Firebolt.
Go ahead. That
But I will miss.
That will miss, sadly. Even with the effects of Reckless, you would not roll high enough to meet her AC. This one, she kind of manages to, kind of still reeling back from the first Firebolt, she kind of uses that motion to dodge yours.
Alright, that's all I can do, so I'll end my turn.
Exandri, Sacred Flame.
Yeah, I'll throw that Sacred Flame over at her.
She's going to make a dexterity saving throw.
Damn it.
19 makes it, sadly. She's able to avoid your Sacred Flame.
Okay. I will bonus action healing word Drac.
Thank you.
Alright. Anything else?
That's it.
Derek, still walking away?
He's got his priorities.
I'm just gonna lean against the wall and say, "Hurry up, guys! I want to go already."
Okay.
He's that
And my
confident in us
turn.
winning.
Juno.
Sigh.
Alright. Juno is going to... How much key points does he have left? 3.
Easy, just recharge.
Juno's gonna use Quarterstaff Smack,
Hits.
and then he's gonna do a Unarmed Strike,
Miss.
and then he's gonna end his turn.
Alright, so hit him with the quarterstaff for 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And Drakgar, it's your turn.
Drakgar's going to smack with Pythor's hammer. No, actually, Great Axe this. Oh wait, no, I already have Pythor. Nope. Brain. I'm gonna smack with Pythor's hammer again, recklessly.
Go ahead. Hits for 9. Not enough to take her down, but she's looking on her last legs.
And that will be it.
Okay. In that case, the Menad, kind of like bleeding, burned, just really screwed over. She looks over at you guys and says, if this is how you say hello, I would hate to be your acquaintance. But that's all fine. Bleed a little bit more, would ya? In the name of my lady. And she will once again reckless. To take 1 on Juno, 1 on Drakgar. Juno, pow, hits
That would be a smack.
for 8 points of
Oh
piercing.
shit.
Drakgar, 13
Barely hits me.
for 6 points of piercing on you. She then kind of, after stabbing both of you, she kind of like takes the blade and kind of licks the blood off of it, and just kind of tosses the blade to the side and puts her arms up as if expecting the next strike. Go ahead, finish me off.
I'm gonna go ahead and do another fireball.
Go ahead and toss me the firebolt. She did do reckless, meaning that is at advantage, so 20 will hit for 8 points of fire damage. How do you want to finish her off?
Got it. And then she just incinerates.
Understood, she just incinerates. So you just aim center mass with this one so as to, not give any possible chance of her surviving. Aim for the heart or where you believe the heart is, and just shoot at her. The fire impacts and her chest begins to be consumed by the flames for a brief instance until she kind of like like the hole kind of burns into her chest. Her last phase, and not really one of pain, but one of almost, like really uncaringness as she dies. The goatlings still remain. They are thrown aback by this, but again, they don't swing on you. They still just keep hissing at you and just pointing their knives at you. I will ask. You guys are not planning to deal with them too, right?
It'd probably be best if we did, but
Yeah.
kind of bad because they're like
they're evil, like little things. They grow up to be evil.
Wow. He went there. Wow.
They literally do, though.
They don't have to be evil.
So you're saying we gotta
Is that true? Is that true? They don't have to be evil.
I don't know.
It's your guys' decision. I'm just away from there. I don't pull me in a part of it. I'm part of the group, but guess what? I ain't part of what you guys are doing.
It certainly wouldn't feel good,
No
but it might be
worries.
the best thing.
So I can drop initiative. Well, I'm gonna drop initiative regardless because they don't warrant being in initiative. Uh, as the Menad as the Menad kind of falls to the ground, the searing hole in her chest by the firebolt. The four remaining goatlings are kind of like go back, like back up into the wall. Again, sort of like just throwing like this random hisses at you guys. They don't even seem, you guys have dealt with goatling before. They are pretty chatty. They tend to throw a lot of insults around. These ones don't even seem to be able to do that just yet.
You said that the room kind of, along with the goat, it smelled like incense, kind of?
Yes, there's this little sensor that kind of hangs just above the fire pit you see here. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that seems to be emanating the smell from from the incense.
Can I check it to see if there's any unburned incense in there that I can take?
Make me an investigation check.
Sure. 13.
You do find like one stick of incense that seems to have not been burned just yet.
Excellent.
What do you guys do?
I'll turn to Drakgar and let's say, what do you think? Do you think it's possible they'll grow up and not be vile?
Hard to say. Kind of feel bad smacking baby anything, but we never know. It might come bite us in the ass later.
It's quite the dilemma. I feel the same.
At this point, the young man and woman from the other room just gonna finally step out the door after arranging an order of exit. Uh, they kind of like step into the hallway, still looking around. A bit trying to get their bearings almost. They turn to look at you guys, and one of them says, "Oh, yeah, you guys are still here, right? We're supposed to follow you guys. What's the smell? It kind of smells like burning or something."
It's fine. Just go on ahead down the hallway and we'll meet you there. Your friends should be out in the glade.
They kind of look at each other and nod. They're like, "All right then." Kind of as they're passing by this doorway, you see them kind of like turn over, see the goatlings and the dead Menad, and they one of them kind of goes, "Whoa, they're so small," and they move, continue moving.
I am just going to leave the room and close the door.
We lock it so they
Yes.
die without our
Don't have
Yes.
a
Just
key.
not our fault.
indirectly
They do
without
it
us.
themselves.
Yeah.
It's
Just
probably
close the
more
door, lock
cruel.
it, put some stuff over it. They won't get out to be too weak.
Yeah,
They're
so we
still
don't
young.
technically do it, but
That's not how that works. That's definitely would be our fault still. But I don't have a way to lock the door, so I'm just going to leave it closed and hope that this doesn't become a bigger problem.
Okay.
Drakgar, destroy some, get some rocks, destroy some walls.
In that case, let me put the dynamic lighting barrier once again. And you guys close. Oh, damn! Right as I last.
my bad. I was second guessing.
And you guys close the door. All right.
And then I'll look for like if there's anything to board it up, like around the or
Really, the hallway is pretty barren. Unless you wish to make like a makeshift, barricade with whatever items you guys have on you.
I'll grab the table that was in that kitchen and I'll move that in front of it.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, no, it's it.
So you are really barricading them inside.
Hey, we're not the ones to. We don't do it. We didn't do it. We're just making sure they don't harm others.
I mean, well, just FYI, the door opens this way.
Oh, sure. Of course it
Doing
does.
anything on this side doesn't quite accomplish anything.
You're right. You're right. You're right. What do you guys think? Should we let him go or should we give him the good old whack?
We'll leave them for now, and then when we meet up with those satyrs and maybe Hercus the druid, if he's still around, we could ask them. And because I don't know, we read in that like the book or something, right? That like satyrs are, I mean, not satyrs, goatlings are mischievous by nature, aren't they?
Yes, they
Yeah.
So
It couldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah, we
the
read that they
way
were better fae.
they were what? Sorry.
We read that they were not one of the better faes.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I guess my question would be: does would Metius understand that there are some creatures that are not like morally relativistic, like they're created in a way that is evil or in a way that is good?
well, general knowledge, right? But many people assume this is the case for goatlings. You know, a lot of people believe that under the right circumstances, goatlings, yeah, while chaotic in nature and tricksters and very rude and barbaric, uh, uh you know, they could theoretically not be, too much of a threat for like, they rely on leaders, to be told what to do. Uh, it doesn't seem like a group of goblins on their own probably wouldn't be able to be cause much mayhem unless they were actively being led around by somebody.
Okay. Then, with that knowledge, I would suggest that we just leave them there and inform whoever else that we find, Glorious or Hercus, that they're there, and maybe they could guide them down some better path. But worst case scenario, they're just mischievous little things, right?
True.
You guys come out into the glade proper, back over here outside. By the time you arrive, all of the other all of the other groups, uh, all the other groups in the other group of young men and women who were on the other side of the glade have been pulled out from their respective confinements, as it appears that the weird roots that serve as a cage for them have disappeared. Rather, either that or they have rescinded back into the walls of the cave. Perhaps because, well, their master Demetria is no more. Alongside the group of young people, which includes, of course, Corinne and Sostrate, you do see Lorius is now being joined by two more strange-looking creatures. Well, one of them you identify as also Satyr, albeit a little bit more aged than Lorius is, and the other one looks like uh, like a woman with kind of like this vegetation-like body to her.
Oh, cool.
Both of them seem to be talking in a language that I don't believe most of you understand. Anybody speak Sylvan?
I do.
I'm old. That's all I know.
Oh,
No, I do not.
I believe you too, Derek. I believe you speak Sylvan. 'Cause you're a satyr.
Double check. Language.
If who did not
Common
take
and
Sylvan
Sylvan,
in
yeah.
this campaign?
Mine Sylvan, yes, I do. It's common and Sylvan. There you go.
Speak Sylvan would catch like a segment of the conversation, as the satyr and the other strange woman seem to be this not quite chewing out Lorius, but almost questioning his methods, as if they are wondering if, is it truly wise for him to like watch over this group of humans. Uh, you catch this just as you guys are turning a corner, around this area. and as the other group that you guys were escorting kind of comes out in the open, the the other groups kind of turn around to kind of look at you guys. Lorius kind of does this gesture to the other satyr and the other woman, and in Sylvan tells them, "Wait, friends." And they both kind of, just stand there looking at you guys. Uh, Lorius kind of looks over at Corina, nods at her as she then gestures for the other group of teenagers to, walk over to them, and they do. As this happens, the Lorius kind of alongside the other two Fae walk up to you guys. Lorius says, "These are the people I told you about. They are the ones that got rid of Demetria." The other two Fae creatures look over you guys and almost as if trying to seize you up, like trying to looking you up and down, trying to figure out what your deal is. The Satyr, speaking in common, will say, "I must say, if it's true that Demetrius did know more, I am impressed. It appears that you have gotten rid of her already. Well, a good riddance. She was nothing but a problem for us this last few months."
Um, Xandria will like nod her head and like thanks, and she will inform them that there are a couple goatling babies in a room up the hall, and they are unsure how to proceed with dealing with them.
The tree woman will say, "Ah, simple-minded creatures they are. Without someone to guide them, they will wander around aimlessly in the woods. At least for a while, until they find somebody else to ingratiate themselves with. It is quite all right. They are no threat on their own."
And then she will introduce herself. She'll be like, "My name is Exandri," and she will look to her comrades, and I guess she'll just go through the line and introduce everybody. Derek, Porunga, Metius, and Drakgar.
I bow.
The
Yep.
they all kind of nod as each of you are introduced, and you see as Lorius kind of steps in front, looks over to the two other Fae, and says, "These are really fine people. I promise, my friends. They may have arrived here without any warning or most knowledge of us Fae, but well, you've heard it from them, right? They have actually having defeated Demetra is actually should prove a boon for our people, right?" The two Fae look at each other, kind of seem to think of something, and then the Satyr says, "Well, I suppose a couple of things are in order. Just to clarify any possible confusion that you may have. No, Demetria did not speak for us Fae. We have nothing to do with this plan of hers of taking this people with her." And he kind of looks back at the group of teenagers. He then looks back at you guys and says, "So you have nothing to worry about us. We have no interest in whatever matters Tenebria was thinking of." Demetria, my bad.
Oh, ooh, I don't think any of us assumed that you guys were in leagues with her. Uh, Seeing as it kind of seems like you guys know Lorius, and he assisted us in defeating her.
He was
Uh,
very helpful.
uh, when you guys, begin to saying, "Oh, Lorius really helped us. He's really helpful," you see Lorius kind of, go a little bit shy. He seems like he's not used to being complimented, in such a way. He kind of lowers his head a little bit as there's a smile that kind of begins to appear in his face. The two other Fae, however, kind of just look at him, almost as if uncertain. You're not quite sure of what. They just seem like they have this expression of like, in their face, and they turn to look at you guys and say, and the tree woman says, "Well, if he indeed assisted you, then I suppose it's because you prove yourselves to be worthy of assistance. We originally arrived at this glade because we wished to negotiate with Demetria. But, well, I suppose if you dealt with her, that is one less worry in the old woods. Now, hopefully, your relationship with the local druids will improve now that she's not around to interrupt with the business of other mortals."
Oh, so she was obstructing negotiations?
In a sense, she was too involved for her own sake, too involved in the affairs of mortals and of those denizens that live outside of the old woods. In a sense, causing a lot of hostilities between us and them. Now that she is indeed gone, hopefully some sense of normalcy can return to the old woods.
Is normalcy for you just a separation between you and the realm of mortals?
Not precisely. Some druids are, of course, a link between us and the citizens of the outside. I'm certain you, and all of you, I hope, are aware of the tensions between us Fey creatures and the other mortal races.
Yes, I do recall Demetrius talking quite a bit upon that at the dinner table.
Well, Demetria was somewhat correct. I'm certain I know what she told you, even if I wasn't there. She probably may have spoken about how the lands were once ours, but were stripped
Yeah.
away by those who came after us. Uh, by that I mean, of course, your ancestors. Well, with the exception of you. And she looks over at Derek. Uh, but then she follows that up and says, "But I assume that if you travel with them, you have aligned yourself with their ideologies as well." Derek, is he here?
There? I think he died again.
Pumo. Damn, what?
I'll just say, he's all right. He's with us. He lines with us.
One of the one of
I don't know.
one of these
Trying to
days, I'm gonna
move on.
one of these days I'm gonna ask everybody to like start using face cam so I know when everybody's here. Uh, so okay, so well, we'll just say that Derek says something in response to them. We'll cut back to that in a moment. Uh, but then they turn to look at you guys and say, to answer your question, it is not precisely separation that we seek. It is balance. A balance of the lands and, of course, of our freedoms. I suppose there's little in the way we can do to discuss these matters with all of you, seeing as you are not, or at least as far as I'm aware, you are not representatives of your kinds.
Um, well, I think we could still help a little bit. I mean, we do know quite a few people who have a position of power, and I wouldn't mind bringing things up to them and maybe trying to rearrange maybe a meeting for you to speak with them.
That will not be necessary. We have our own way of dealing with things around here in the old woods, as I no doubt know that you all have your own ways of dealing with your business. If anything, you should consider contacting the druids. They are, of course, have a seizable claim to this land, much like ourselves. But that is business for another day. With this, as you instructed, Lorius, we have looked out for these mortals, in the amount of time that it took for your allies to return. I believe it's better if we return to the forest. Lorius kind of looks back and says, "Oh right, yes, of course. Um, apologies, I didn't mean to be that much of a bother. Please, you may go." The satyr and the dryad both, nod, and they begin departing. As they're leaving, the satyr says, "Oh, and I'm not sure what it is that you intend to do after this, but you may want to get all of these young men and women somewhere else. They reek of those condemned mushrooms."
Condemned.
We plan to escort them out of here back to their homes safely. Thank you for your assistance.
Please do that as they begin to move out of there. I'm just gonna put them onto the different layers to indicate that they're no longer here. I seem to.
God damn, there's an army of children up here, guys.
Yeah, for real.
Loria.
Well, before that, let's take this chance to do a quick 5 minute break. We're not quite at the midpoint of the session. We're still a bit, but if you guys feel like it, we can take our break a little bit earlier.
I was just thinking since Derek seems to be AFK, but we
Sure.
can do it now or later. It's no big deal for me.
Looks like Cass is already doing it. All right, well, in that case, we'll take a quick break. And
Well, I guess it's break time.
we'll be back after in 5 minutes, or well, 10, depending on what business you guys have to deal with. And yeah, we'll return as I'll just pause the recording real quick. All right, we are back. So the satyr and the dryad have just left. You guys are left here in the glade with Lorius, Corina, and the rest of their friends. You see at once the dryad and the satyr disappear, go off into the hallway where you guys actually came down here onto. The Lorius turns to look at you guys, seemingly still here, having not left with the rest of the Fae, and he says, "Oh, um, may I stick around here still?
Oh,
Like I said, I never really work with or well talked a lot with people from outside the forest, so I'm kind of curious. Maybe on the way back, you wouldn't mind answering some of my questions."
You're welcome to stay with us. You're a pretty cool guy.
sounds pretty wonderful, actually, Loris. But I do have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask who that Dryad and Satyr were?
Oh, they were my friends. They live here in the old woods as well. This is their home. Well, not here, obviously, but you know what I meant. The forest above. All of us do. A lot of us do. Um, we, have run into a bit of trouble in the past because people believe us to be, believe us to be bad, thanks to Demetria's actions. That's why we came here to negotiate with her, to see if she could put a stop to it.
Oh, well, I can't speak for everyone, but I do know before we came here, we did do a little bit of research and we did find quite an extensive amount of books that spoke about how there are Fey beings who are actually really good and helpful. So
Oh,
I guess that might be a reason why we didn't second guess your intentions when you first showed up.
oh, certainly those that type of praise doesn't quite belong to one such as myself. I merely did what I thought was right.
Also,
That's very noble of you.
Well, uh, your words are far too kind. I'm not sure if I'm deserving of such praise, but thank you, really.
uh, I do have another question about your friends who just left. They didn't seem too fond of your actions that you have done for us.
Oh,
Is there a reason for that? They didn't seem to be giving you very good looks
they
throughout the conversation.
they're very close-minded. They don't like the idea of us interacting too much with the mortal races. Um, they enjoy their peace, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Uh, I I guess I'm an outlier amongst my people. I some say I'm far too curious about the immortals for my own sake.
In the club, buddy. Join the club.
Welcome to the club.
Well, feel free to ask us any questions you desire.
Well, um, I'm not sure where to begin. Really, uh, how's it like to live out there in the big cities? I've seen them at a distance, but I've never really gotten too close. I learned the common tongue after, hearing a lot of people pass by through the woods.
Oh, well, would would you I mean, if you want, you can help escort these teenagers all the way back to town with us and you can experience the city for yourself. I think it should still be in the middle of a festival by the time we get back.
Oh, that would be wonderful, really. Thank you. I did not expect to be invited into one of your cities so soon. I uh, I probably should, do something about my appearance. I don't believe that this will. I don't think I look quite up to, well, to standards like you all do.
Can I look over at Derek? Doesn't he look exactly
Mm.
similar? Isn't he also a
Well,
satyr?
Glorious, much like how the art that I'm just gonna show you guys. Oh, hold on. I accidentally did something bad. Glorious, much like the art that I'm gonna show you guys on screen that I did last session. Uh, you know, his whole upper body is he is basically shirtless, with like a thick patches of fur-like hair or hair-like fur, depending on how you look at it, covering segments of his chest, shoulders, and arms. Uh,
I mean,
he has like this long hair, almost mane-like, in his no, in shape. Uh, his lower body, that the image doesn't quite show, is adorned with like very conventional sort of looking cloth, kind of like a Greek toga, almost, but only covers like the lower part of his body.
well, hear me out, Glorious. I'm pretty sure some of the guys with us have some extra common clothes. If you would feel more comfortable just putting on a different outfit, maybe? And I can help you brush out your mane and we could, uh, I don't know.
Fancying him up a bit.
I don't even think he really needs fancied up more than what he already looks like. To me, he kind of looks really fancy as is. But I feel like he just wants to feel more comfortable blending in.
Yeah.
But when you say to me, he kind of looks, more fancy as is. Again, once again, he kind of like, goes a little bit shy for a moment, as he says, you, "Your words are far too kind. I, well, I only really look the way I do because, well, this is what was around."
I mean, I don't think you have to feel ashamed about hiding your horns or how much fur you have. I mean, look at me. And then, like, I'll spread my wings and they kind of like come out from my lower back and like flutter outwards. And then I'll be like, and then we have Derek over here and we have Porunga. He's like a dragonborn. And then we have Juno and we have Drak. I mean, we're all quite unique in our own ways. And I
Attract-
don't think I've ever heard somebody judging any of us for our looks. Have you guys?
Well, they
Oh, I
do
can't breathe
frequently
fire.
stare at you all in taverns.
Well,
Mhm.
to be completely honest, I wouldn't be able to tell. Like I said, I've never been into the big cities. I'm just really the ones who have actually had, taken time out of their day to speak with me about this have been all of you. Um, Sorry, I'm just a little bit nervous. I'm not exactly sure what to say. I suppose I can probably think up of a far more interesting questions for all of you. Uh, Whenever you are comfortable with answering them, of course. I believe you may have at the moment a task at hand.
Yeah, we can answer your questions on the way back, since you're coming with us after all.
If you are quite okay with it.
Of course.
Oh, of course. Plus, Dad will love you. And then she starts rummaging through her bag for a comb.
Look, or you can be duet musicians.
No, my
Oh, yeah.
music is not really anything too impressive. I merely have these. Kind of pulls out the little pan pipes. He has. It is. They're not too impressive, but well, they're in.
Oh, wonderful. Both you and Derek can play a song, and I'll dance around and sing for everyone.
Don't worry, Loris. I have 500 years of experience.
Where's that gotten you?
Looks over.
Played. Oh!
You wish.
Kind of looks over at Derek and says, "Well, you don't look that old. I'm not sure kind lives that long."
Kidnapped for 500 years.
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, that's a whole story definitely worthy of being told around a fire pit while we're resting and eating dinner.
Yes.
And maybe you put your dinner down when I get to more details.
And that's gross. And he could tell you his story in song.
Yes. It'll be a banger. My music's great music.
I feel like there was hidden intent behind that word. I'm gonna go check on the children.
Well, we should gather them up and just head out of
Deception
here.
shit, so make sure it's good.
Come on, children, let's go.
As you kind of turn around, it seems that Corina and Sostrid have been kind of talking to them. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. That's sneezing fit. Allergies, man. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Corina and Sostrid have been currently talking to the elder ones, kind of sort of explaining the situation to them as you guys were. They're having a conversation with the Fae. As they see your approach, Corina turns to look at you guys and says, "I've explained the situation to all of them, as difficult as it might be for some of them to admit it. It seems they're all back up to full speed on the situation with Demetria."
Corinna, does it look like anybody is missing?
She looks around, begins to kind of count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she says, "No, I don't think so. I think this is all of us."
Like Exandria will like smile and like has like this sigh of relief that she feels like we might have been able to save everybody that was taken from the city.
None of you are harboring any illicit plants or mushrooms on your persons, are you?
Here,
I like smack my hammer against my hand like I'm gonna beat whoever has it on him.
You hear a lot of muttering from, because you asked this question like out to everybody, so there's like a lot, like 16 different voices like answering you at the same time. But what you pick up on is that they're all different variants of, "Nah, man, we don't have anything. Nah, man, what are you saying? No, we don't have nothing."
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna need rehab when they go back to town.
Something.
What are you trying to do, Drakgar?
I'm like acting menacingly, like they better not be lying to me.
Oh well, you already rolled your intimidation, huh? You kind of you kind of put the hammer to your hand. You say, "Hey, y'all, you better not be lying to me." And you do see like a couple of them kind of reach into their pockets and like drop a couple of those mushrooms on the ground. As you do this.
That's what I thought.
Other than that, everybody seems, after that, as far as you can tell, nobody else seems to be having anything.
Excellent.
Onward, kids, let's go.
I think we should walk in a line of 3. And I think we should probably split ourselves among the children as we walk them back.
Sure.
Sounds like a plan.
I would like to stick up front with Loris as he guides us out. If anybody wants to come up front with me.
Oh, well, it's a very simple path out of here. I don't think, you should have a lot of trouble.
Well,
I'll-
just in case we
I'll
run
stick
across
up.
anyone.
Yeah, I'll stick up front in case we find anybody.
Okay. I like to play marching music. My flute.
All right, then Derek, if you would like to be in the center, that way everybody can hear you.
Got it. Let's go.
I'll be in the
Yes,
back
the
with
main character
Porunga.
in the center, of course. You're right. And I will now performance check. Let's go. It's pretty good.
All right. Okay, so it's just the general travel. Just so I can hear it again. What's the general marching order you guys are doing here?
Just
He's playing
gonna.
the ants go marching one by one. Hurrah!
Yes. Yep. Pretty much.
Porunga and
So,
I are in the back, and then I guess Exandri, Drac, and Juno
Somewhere.
are in the front with Lorius.
Okay.
Yeah.
Loris,
And
come
Derek
play
would be
with
in the
me.
middle.
Okay.
Ask Loris to come play the music with me.
I mean,
I may teach him.
ask him to.
Loris, come up here. Let's sing together.
But I was told to guide everybody out of here. I mean, I can still play on my end. I didn't mean to refuse your offer, sir. I can still from here, however.
Derek, how about you teach him tonight at the fireplace? That way, if he has any questions for us, he could still answer them or ask them.
Okay, but you know what? You should still play it from the back, so you get the ambiance. From the back and the front.
I'll try my best. So, as you guys begin to move out of here, I'm not gonna move you guys to the other map. I'm just gonna move you directly to the overworld. Because it takes you a while to kind of usher all of the kids out of here. Eventually, however, you guys make it over to the to the surface, exiting through the darkened shades of the mossy temple. You eventually make it back out in a combination between you guys retracing your own steps as well as Lorius and Corina, respectively, who seem to know their way around the forest. At the very least, Corina seems to remember the path she traveled. You guys are now back outside of the mossy temple. So, what's it gonna be, y'all? Where are you going from here?
We are
we head
going
back?
back to home.
Yeah.
Back to Estoria. Okay. Uh,
And I'll make it known to Lorius if he has any questions along the way. I'll be glad to answer them.
Same.
in that case, before heading out from the Mossy Temple, and if you have any final preparations before traveling.
Should we take a short rest?
It's up to you guys. I'm pretty healthy, but whatever you guys think.
Do we could, yeah.
Who here gains back stuff from a short rest?
I do. I can use arcane recovery or something.
Don't I get my bardic inspiration? I think I'll be fine.
It'll be okay. I think we should just get them
fine.
home.
Okay, we'll just keep proceeding.
Damn.
I have enough spell slots. I'll be good.
This fucking thing. Begin to
I
try.
will, however, use a bandage on my brother.
Okay, go ahead and.
Thank you for fixing my boo boos.
Sadly, because you guys have a seasonal group with you, it's gonna take you guys a while because they can't travel in the same conditions that you guys can. You guys are adventurers, that are cut above the masses, shall we say? Uh, D68. What the hell? What the-
Nine, my music can help him bring him speed or stamina.
I mean, like, unless you want to bardic inspiration 16 people over the course of the day, uh, it's not gonna be enough. So you guys move at a considerably slower pace throughout the forest road as you guys go. Uh, could any of you roll me a d20?
Yeah,
Somebody do it now.
Could any of you roll me a d20?
definitely not it. I almost killed us last time.
There's the 4.
So that's the my first roll. First one was a 4. You guys are fine. The first day of travel back to Astoria goes off without a hitch. There is a couple of looks you do get from people, other travelers that are passing by in the road. A couple of them may ask you, hey, who are all these kids? Where are you taking them? But usually the honest answer is enough to dissuade them from, telling on you to someone or something like that. Pass by a couple of settlements on the way here. You guys are able to take a long rest over the course of the forest.
Long rest.
As you guys take a break, Lorius addresses you guys and says, I have to say I'm a bit nervous. I've never gone to the big cities before. Um, uh, what are the people like there? I'm certain they must be wonderful if all of you are from cities, right?
Certainly a mixed bag.
Yeah, it's definitely a mixed bag.
Oh, really? I'm certain they're fine folk, right? Mostly.
um, the ones that we tend to introduce you to definitely are a good bunch of people. But of course, like there is everywhere around the world, you'll find those who are rude and those who are shy, and you'll find those who are always happy. And it just depends on who you bump into at the precise time.
Oh, okay. Um, this is going to come out of nowhere, but by any chance, do you think the people of the big cities, well, um, do you think they might be interested in, reading, uh, for example, poems and the like, or perhaps uh, epic romances of sorts?
My auntie loves writing. Do you want someone to write something about you, or do you want to read something to them?
Well, this is a bit embarrassing, but I've actually taken in my free time to write those type of things, poems, stories of romance and the like. I've been always been a bit of an outlier amongst my people because of that.
Maybe you should teach Metius something then.
Oh,
I
God.
cannot wait. I'll introduce you to my auntie Kyra. She also loves writing. Maybe you two can sit down and you can ask for some pointers.
Oh,
There is definitely an interest in
Yeah,
poetry, though,
whispered
if
to
that's what you're
Metius.
asking.
Oh man, look at this, man. You're wasting your shot. Come on, man.
My
And
shot
this
at
is
what?
Matteo, come on.
It's a little bit awkward to you guys. Uh, he says, "Oh,
I whispered. No one else heard me.
God.
you said." I look at him and say, uh, "Well, okay. Well, he does." Lorius kind of looks at you guys and says, "Well." I mean, that would be wonderful. Yes, I always seek to improve my poems. Uh, I know it sounds a bit lame, isn't it? I
Not at all. There are entire sections of academies that are dedicated to writing and poetry and things like that. You might fit in there, actually.
well, that would be quite something, wouldn't it? Do you think I have the chance to do that?
Of course. You could also, I mean, I know Kyra was doing this, but I don't know precisely why she stopped. But we have a bunch of tasks laid ahead of us that we have to complete. And my auntie Kyra was following us around and writing about it, but maybe if she doesn't want to follow us and write about it, maybe you can be the one that does it for her.
Oh, I don't want to take someone's position in a task that they already had. Um, I
Well, she wasn't here for this one, so maybe you could write about the journey that you seen us on and show it to her
no, I'd
in your own words.
be honored to do that if I have this person's blessing. Uh, I'm sure I would be happy to, if, of course, you don't mind me being the one to do that in my writing. Well, I'm I'm particularly happy about it, but I don't know if it's to the tastes of other people outside, in the cities and the civilized world.
Oh, well, I guess the only way to find out is to try.
If anything, it will be novel. I don't think there are too many people from the inside of the depths of the forest that write and send it out to the rest of the world.
Right. I hope I do not disappoint, I suppose. I actually do have a parchment with me. Would you would you like to read it?
Oh, certainly.
Me too. And I'll sit down next to Matthias, waiting for the parchment.
He reaches into his kilt, I suppose. He produces this small leather satchel that seems to be kind of like attached to this strap that kind of goes around the kilt, and from it has what appears to be a series of small scraps of, well, not really scraps of paper, but a small, like blocks of paper. uh he kind of hands one of them over to you guys. uh you see as well, a lot of them are really short, uh but others are somewhat long. uh what's it called? uh Couple of them, off the top of my head. Some of them are use a lot of metaphorical comparisons. What you would expect: stars in the sky, the the taste of honey. A lot of very metaphorical like comparisons. Uh, all in all, they are pretty decent.
I think you have a talent here for this, based on what I've read so far.
I agree. These are quite lovely.
One of them, I finally found the one that I was looking for. One of them reads as follows: In idle dreams long ago, I imagined my true love, a perfect match, a soulmate, an angel from above. Now you're here, and now I know our love will stay and thrive and grow. Something like that.
Oh, it's a touching little poem you have here. Is this about somebody specific, or is it sort of just
Ambiguous.
yeah?
Oh, well, no, no one specific, really. I just have, well, I suppose this is just I have a knack for writing this, I suppose you could say.
Romantic then.
Well, I was nicknamed by a couple of my peers as Lorius the Lovestruck.
Quite a cute nickname.
Well, a bit of an embarrassing one, but thank you.
See, Metius, I told you. Go for it, man.
So, he, well, throughout the rest of the night, Lorius continues to ask like various innocuous, seemingly innocuous questions about, the life of the immortal beings. Stuff that for you guys is very common sense, but for him probably is, information he hasn't acquired. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. And stuff such as, what type of houses you live in, how is, how are you treated, how people treat each other. Is it true that they have, places where people just go and drink that are not in the middle of the woods? Stuff like that. For you guys, it's very common, but for him, probably isn't. Uh, and unless you guys wish to do anything else, that would probably it for this particular day of travel.
I can't remember. Matthias, can you identify items?
I cannot just yet. Unfortunately, there's a material component that I do not yet have, but hopefully we'll be able to get soon.
What is this material component?
I require a pearl.
That cost?
It's like 100 gold pieces.
All right, we definitely need to buy you one of those when we get back to town.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is there a way for me to estimate the value of the incense that I got? Because I need 10 gold pieces worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs for my Find Familiar spell.
Are you proficient with tools such as a herbalism kit or anything to that effect? Or
No.
supplies? In that case, make me a general intelligence check.
20.
You estimate, because it's not like a block, of instance. It's like, like sticks, like
Yeah.
sticks of instance. You estimate that this one probably isn't worth that much. Probably somewhere along the lines of a silver piece.
Okay.
Not like, we're talking about copper here, probably. Like, like 10 copper pieces, 15 copper pieces, something like that. What's it called? Yeah, that's what you would figure out of the instance you got. Throughout this first day of travel, you guys will obviously hear a lot of the teenagers like complain about the road back, as if they probably weren't aware of how far they were from the city during their trance. But that's the first day of travel back. Exandri.
Yep.
I don't know if you've kept track of this. How long ago was it since you gotten the locket?
The locket? What do you mean locket?
Have I not done this yet?
No, I don't have any locket.
Curson, didn't Pythor hand you over one?
No. Pythor never handed me anything. The only thing we got from Pythor was his hammer, and we gave it to Drak.
In that case, give me just a moment. Oh,
That and a help.
I was reading I was reading on my notes wrong. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. I was reading my notes all wrong. In that case, ignore that for a moment.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
As you guys continue on your next day of travel.
It's the next day. Do I feel happy or do I feel sad? I think I still feel happy.
no need to roll another random encounter this time because you guys arrive at Estoria within the day. As you guys arrive onto the, onto the city gates with, Lorius and the rest of the people in tow, right away, even from a distance, you hear like the soldiers kind of like begin to call, like into the city. You see a couple of the guards kind of begin to gather around, and almost as if like seemingly knowing what's happening here. Some of the guards you do recognize, and they seem to recognize you as they quickly approach, ask a lot of questions about like, oh, are you guys have returned? Is everybody here? Is everybody fine? Such and such, as if like acknowledging like the situation of these missing people. You guys, escort the kids back into town, and they are very quickly like, a lot of soldiers are kind of like dispatched over here to kind of make sure that they're safe, that they are uh, all cleaned up, all healthy, and return to their families. One of the guards goes up to you guys and says, "I don't know how you did it, but we tried looking everywhere for them. You've returned them. I will make sure the word is spread around. Uh, one more thing. We were informed by Sir Aesop that if you were to return to town, that you are to meet him in the Dragon Shrine."
Oh yes, of course. Isn't
Did he
that where
seem
the
like
word
it
goes
was
anyway?
urgent?
He mentioned something about uh, that you would have something important to deliver to him once you return.
Oh yes, we do.
Again, nonsense as well. I will not keep you here for long. I will send word that all the missing people have been returned. At this point, before Corina is taken away by the guards, escorted back to her home, she will look at you guys and say, "I'm not sure what would have happened if I would have never found you in the forest. Thank you, both for saving me and for saving the rest of my friends."
Kyra will go up and give her a hug, and she'll tell her, if you ever need us, you know where to find us. And if you don't, it's obviously at Pythor's Manor.
Right. Thanks. She then looks over at Lorius and just nods to him and says, "And thank you, Mr. Lorius, for helping me escape in the first place." Lorius kind of uh, does like this very short wave, says, "You're welcome. I just did what I thought I needed to do." Corina then goes off. Uh, so, what do you guys do?
Is it still daytime or is it nighttime?
It is getting a little bit late. You guys did travel like around 20 or so miles in the last day of travel.
To the tavern we go.
Well, do you
Uh,
think we should check the temple first
The tavern we go.
for Aesop?
well,
Think it's still open this late at night?
of course, he stays there.
Hmm. I would
We
never
should just
allow that back in the days.
We can
we
have
should
it.
just
We
go
can
find
hit the tavern
Aesop.
after.
With the knock on the door.
Okay, so do you guys go to the Dragon Shrine?
Yeah, we're gonna go see Aesop.
I'm just gonna very quickly move you guys to the temple itself, skipping the image of the city of Estoria. Uh, as you guys move
Yo.
to the temple, you guys would be able to see that, though, how do I get rid of the other guys? Though all of the other acolytes are not here, not around here, either sleeping in their quarters or have gone to their homes. Aesop himself does still remain within the temple. sitting on sitting on the side of the temple on a simple, chair that almost resembles like a cut-off pew. He seems to have been in the middle of some reading, as he then realizes you guys are, first of all, he would open the door for you guys as you would knock. Uh, you see him kind of open up the door with this set of slim rimmed glasses of sorts, as he says, "You've returned. Does that mean have you brought the horn with you?"
Of course. And I cleaned it up just a little bit the other night as Demetria had a bunch of food in it that got pretty nasty. But here you go. And she'll pull it out of her bag and it's wrapped up in a really nice blanket and she'll hand it over to her.
Oh, have you drank from it already?
We
No.
have not. We waited for your presence to do so.
I believe there's no water since it was all full of fruit, so I guess the water it was empty.
Well, really, most liquids will do, but it is customary for it to be wine. There should still be some in a reliquary nearby.
Oh, wait, I have some right here. It's for my dad's special stash. And she'll pull out her dad's wine.
You
Feel that?
I think you used that one for the bowls.
Oh,
Just at the
I
end.
Oh, did
probably
we use
only
all
put
of
a
it for
little
the
bit in.
balls?
How much would you say you would have used? Oh no,
I only put like a couple drinks in each side.
What
uh
outlet? What you talking about?
back to the thing. But we'll see. It still it still remains. A bit of the one remains. Aesop looks at it and says, "Not sure if it'll be enough to fit for all of you, but I suppose we could try." Right, please, gather around.
Someone remind me to get more of dad's wine when we go back. This shit is coming in handy.
So as you guys gather around Aesop, he pours the wine into the horn. Well, first make sure it's all the. Even though you did say that you cleaned it, he just kind of does like a once over with like this piece of cloth on the inside of the horn. He then sort of grabs the wine, pours it, pretty much all of it, into it. You see as he kind of raises the horn up a little bit as his head lowers. He says, "Honorable Balmythria, faithful companion of Sander Horath, the first Dragonlord, may this horn that symbolizes your brave life and death be used to assist these mighty warriors." Then he presents the horn over to you guys and says, "Please, drink from it, all of you."
I go first.
Derek
Yo.
just rushes over and just yanks it out of his hand.
Snatches
Hey,
the horn out of
Fine.
Aesop's hand.
just like back in the days when we partied. It's not that bad.
You drink a bit. Do you pass it over?
I just hold on to it a little more longer. I pass it to Juno. Oh, man, your turn. Let's go.
And
We can't drink.
Juno
Grabs
drinks it.
Yeah, drinks from it. He
And then
Juno is a humble man, so he just drinks a little bit and then passes it over.
I'll also take a small drink of it and then pass it to Porunga.
I do the same and I pass it to
We all start
Dragon.
tripping exact same time.
I do the same and then pass it to Metius.
And I
A little
drink the
bit
rest
left.
of it.
Start drinking all.
Everybody
all
got a
go
small
TPK'd.
sip. Mateus had to drink 3 full gulps.
It's secretly poison them. We get TPK'd.
Yeah, good poison.
You hear Aesop say, "Yes, I did it, Lady Lutheria." No, he just. So
Oh god, that would have been hilarious.
Laced with anthrax.
As you guys drink deep from the Horn of Balmythria, you at first don't really, uh, feel anything. Like you, Derek, you were the first one to drink it. You didn't feel like much. It is until the last of you drinks it that when the wine is finally runs out of the, of the horn, there's this ding, like this ding almost that sounds from it, but it's kind of like this echoed, reverbed sound effect almost. In a moment, you see as around you the image, the stage, shall we say, of the temple slowly disappears, begins to become
Whoa.
obscured by fumes or some form of fog that surrounds you. In a similar fashion to how when Versi used did her original prophecy, and the water kind of made this dome that kind of altered the the area around you. It's kind of like that, except the fumes last for about a couple of seconds, during which you are in a empty, somewhat dark place. It's as if all textures, I suppose, disappear from the world.
Whoa.
When the fumes clear out, you all find yourselves standing on the top deck of a very large, very beautiful looking galley of sorts.
We're all tripping exact same time, correct?
Yes, you guys are all seeing this.
Do we see each other?
You
We...
don't actually. From your perspective, as if you guys are alone in this galley. You see,
Can I say, sorry about that. Can I say, wow, I'm back here again? Oh,
you
drink for before.
the wide, seemingly endless and bright sea stretch out before you. You feel something in your hands that you didn't realize you were holding before. You look down and you see a strange bronze device. Seems to resemble a central globe surrounded on all sides by various bronze rings. Looking at the central globe, you realize that there's images inside of it. Constellations, star formations that seem reflected in the surface and somehow on the inside of it as well. You see a light emanate from the device that points towards the skies, and you follow it with your eyes. And you see as above you, it reflects those same constellations, but larger.
Whoa.
You are, well, not taken aback, but almost in a trance, seeing this object, artifact, whatever it may be, at work. You then begin to hear like the sound of effort from some figures, unseen at that moment until you actually hear them, as you hear. You then look around and you see dozens of oarsmen pull the ship through the water at an irrational speed, far faster than even this amount of people should be feasibly able to move a ship. You see as all of these men and women are sat down on benches, and when they turn to look at all of you, when they meet your eyes, it's as if slowly you see the life drain from them. Their eyes go blank, their faces go skeletal. In a matter of seconds, you see dozens of corpses, still rowing the oars, lock all their eyes with you all at the same time, or eyes in a way to put it. As this happens, and you feel yourself drawn into the endless shadows of where their eyes once were, you once again see the fumes surround you all, and as if being some form of transition scene of sorts. Almost as if like know, uh, a curtain rising to reveal the next backdrop in a stage when the fumes disappear. You all find yourselves back here in the temple.
How we were tripping so hard.
Whoa, that was something. Holy.
I didn't
Like,
see.
Oh, go ahead.
I didn't see
It's
any
like
of
the third
you
time I've seen that.
with me, but did you all see skeletal oarsmen on some large boat?
Yeah.
Yep, that was a little crazy. I'm guessing we all saw the same thing,
It sounds like it.
or something similar.
Same dream.
I'll turn to Aesop and say, do you have any insights in these visions?
I could try to interpret them. Visions and the like are messengers from forces beyond our realm. Very few are able to properly discern their true nature. The Oracle is, of course, one of them. And I have trained myself to be at least attempt to discern the meaning behind this type of messages. Uh, would you mind explaining to me exactly what you saw?
I'll explain to him everything that I saw, and then also turn to each one of my group mates and try to get like more details from them as well to sort of come together with like a cohesive understanding of the vision.
As all of you sort of tell what you saw, sort of corroborating details and whatnot. Loris is not Loris, Aesop is listening to this very intently, as if this is like a very this is of course a very important message for him. And he, after hearing all of this, says, "I believe I may have an indication as to what you may have seen. There are stories that go back to the time of the first Dragonlords. A ship of such size, being manned by that many oarsmen, is often said as the image of the legendary ship the Ultros. It is a famous ship constructed supposedly by the Dragonlords themselves 5 centuries ago. It was last commanded by Estor Archelander, a one of the first Dragonlords, but also infamous for being a bloodthirsty warrior in combat. Some even go as far as to say that it was Estor's actions that kickstarted the First War. Rumor has it, and the legends say, that he was cursed to sail the seas forever as a wandering spirit. If it's really the Ultras that you saw here, perhaps that may be one of the objectives. However, nobody has seen the ship in ages. Well, there is one person, but I'm not sure if. No. Excuse me, I need some time to think. And he kind of takes a couple of steps back as he turns around and begins to. You hear him kind of like mutter to himself in Elvish, as he seems to kind of seem seems to kind of be thinking of something.
Can I ask? Can I tell this question to the group real quick? Okay, guys, it's still too late for me to tell them that I'm one of the Dragonlords.
It's too late for what, sorry?
To tell them I'm one of the Dragonlords.
Oh, does he not know?
No. No wonder
Sure, that's
that
a vital piece
no
of
wonder that
information.
ship made I. No wonder I can't remember that ship because it was that ship.
Were you there with Archelander?
Yes, I sang music.
Hmm.
It just took me a while because it was like I told you I've seen this stream before, but if I've been there. It feels like I've been there. Now that I've seen it, and he tells like, oh, now I remember. Yeah, that was our ship.
This
It's
might be
insane.
pertinent information.
Look, man, it's been 500 years. These things to keep popping up, man. Come on. I was stuck in the basement for like a half a millennia.
Do you know for certain if Esther Archelander was cursed?
Oh yeah. He was a total jerk.
Do you know
He
who
was
cursed
funny as
him?
heck. Yeah. He was a total jerk, yeah. But we respected him.
Right, because of his command of battle.
Yeah, of course. Yo, he was a jerk, but he was such a great tactician in war. And we followed his orders because even though he was a jerk, he was still
My
our
guys to
guy.
say where we were just following orders.
Oh, he was a great guy. He was just still a jerk.
Do you know if he was cursed by the Titans or by the Divine?
I'm not sure. That was around a time when the Oracle took me under control, as one could say.
Right.
He was still a jerk, but he still led us pretty well. And then the Oracle did her thing, and then I remember around that time. That's when this whole thing there. It was probably around that time.
After a bit, Aesop kind of returns after having muttered to himself a bit. He says, "Well, I don't believe I'm quite familiar with that device that you mentioned in the dream. Perhaps somebody else may be able to assist in that regard. However, as far as the whereabouts of the ship of the Ultras goes, well, I suppose there is one place to begin your search. It is said that the current king of Mitros, King Acastus, is one of the descendants of Esther Archelander. You may yet know of the location of the Ultra.
Let's see if the fruit doesn't fall away from the tree.
Interesting. Keep that in mind.
So Drakgar, you know what to do if he gets a little upset, okay?
Yeah, I got it.
I don't think you can attack the King of Mitros.
Look, we're not saying that. We're just saying if he gets a little testy with us, then I give Drakgar the blessing.
So it's the King of Mitros that knows about it. Did I hear that right?
That's
Yeah.
what Aesop believes, because what Aesop told you basically is that the current king of Mitros, King Acastus, is a descendant of Esther Archelander. If anybody knows where the Ultros, Esther's ship may be at, it would most definitely be him.
Oh, well, guys, we can ask my dad if he knows of how to get a seating with the King of Mitros.
True. We also need to go to the forge too.
Mhm.
My stuff, or what my wife told me.
We definitely got to do some stuff still around here before we head to Mitros, though.
Can I walk up? Oh, sorry about you go. Sorry about that. I wanted to walk up to Aesop and tell him that I'm one of the Dragonlords, and then I forgot to tell that when I first came in here.
Just kind of walk up. By the way, I'm one of the Dragonlords.
Oh, sorry, Aesop. My bad. When I first came in here, I didn't tell you much anything, but I forgot to tell that I'm one of the Dragonlords. Of 500
Drakgar
years
just shakes
ago.
his head.
I was informed of something to that effect by Lady Kyra. Um, it came with a warning as well. Uh, a warning, well, not of her specifically, but of someone else, whose name
Yep.
I do not believe I need to repeat.
Of course, I know that. I'm just saying, I just forgot to tell you, but I still feel like I should have told you in the first place. I mean, that's why maybe when I said about all the stuff where the dragons, how I used to be friends with them, or how cool uh, uh one of my best friends was.
Right.
Maybe it made you weirded out, but
You
I was there.
you do have my praise for being part of the group that led us to peace during the times of turmoil, and my condolences in the fall of all of your allies.
It's hard now knowing that it's been half a millennia since I've last seen them. All
Well,
the great times, the music, and everything else.
I was informed of your quest, or your labors, I suppose. One of them does involve reacquiring the items that were once used by the Dragonlords of old. Perhaps you can take that opportunity to pay them their respects in the great necropolis of Tillamook.
Of course.
That's
Great, yeah.
actually one of our next stops. After we find the guy that is wandering around, probably dead in a back alleyway somewhere.
Yeah,
Great
All right,
necropolis of
Dragger,
what?
body bag him.
Telemonk.
Well, Tillamook is the name of the necropolis. The guy you guys found wandering around is Klaus. That's the name.
Klaus.
Yes.
Be Klaus.
Like
Hope he's doing all right.
like Santa Claus. Uh, so Aesop says.
Oh my god, did we kill Santa Claus?
Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes
Aesop says.
Santa Claus.
Now I believe the matter remains about the ultimate destination of the Horn. As much as it shames me to admit it, I have failed as its guardian of the Horn in this temple. I believe I am no longer suitable for protecting it within the halls of this chamber.
What do you mean, Aesop?
No.
Did
I completely
fine.
agree with him.
Look, from a Dragonlord, I am so happy you're cherishing one of my great friends' item. You built this whole temple and made it your,
Well,
you can say centerpiece, but
I didn't build this temple on my own, of course. But I
yeah, I'm sure you know what I'm trying to say.
appreciate the praise and the sentiment.
Well, Aesop, my father has some very guarded, protected rooms. You could still be someone who watches out for it, but if it makes you feel better, we could keep it in a better location.
I am aware of the security measures that the King Pythor takes, but I believe that it might be better if this horn goes to its rightful owner, the one that held it before it was transferred over here to this temple.
Mm, who may that be?
Would you do me the honor of traveling to the city of Mitros and returning this horn to Queen Valus?
Sure. I mean, it's not going to be like a emergency stop, but once we get to Mitros, we could drop it off to Queen Valos for you.
Of course. The goddess of wisdom is the rightful owner of this horn. She will know how to take care of it the best. And I advise, as improper as this may seem, you may not want to flash around the horn while you're in the city of Mitros, specifically to King Acastus himself. The man may be the king of Mitros, but he has ambitions that, of course, could benefit from the acquiring of such an artifact.
Could you spell that king's name for me, please?
Give me a second.
Thank you.
You probably already heard the rumors, but King Acastus is looking to make his own version of the Order of the Dragonlords. Some even say that he already has a small flock of dragons at his command. He no doubt believes that the horn may be his to claim, but I will reiterate, deliver it to Queen Valos herself.
Hear me out, guys. We give it to the Oracle.
Why?
See.
Oh,
All right, we're not giving it to the Oracle.
Nah, just throwing it out there, guys. Just saying.
oh, of course, I almost forgot. Perhaps I should explain exactly what the horn does. It is a device of very strange powers, after all. Now, I'm going to show you what the Horn of Balmythria does.
Oh, good. I was just about to ask.
Oh my God, smoke in it.
It's actually kind of cool.
So it could be used, huh?
All right. So, well, he will explain that, in more eloquent terms than me just showing you the handout. He will explain how the Horn of Balmythria is imbued with magic that allows it to produce delicious food, water, and wine. For a lot of people. So you guys are not going to be wanting for those if you use it at any point during your journey. You already, of course, know of the divination properties of the horn that you guys have just experienced. What's it called? This is basically this campaign's way of giving you guys that video gamey like hint at the top of the screen that says, "Hey, your objective is this, by the way. Don't forget."
Okay.
So and of course, the paralyzing vapor. He will explain as you guys holding it forward and saying the command word for it.
Does it need to be attuned to create food and dreams?
It needs to be attuned to be able to work. Uh,
Okay.
What's it called? The by For those who may not know or not remember, you can attune to 3 items at a time. Not any more than that, unless you're an artificer. Once you attune the item, you can use all of the properties that are specified in the description. And if you ever unattune from the item, you may not be able to use them. You can tune to an item over the course of a short rest or an hour, of time.
Alrighty.
Now, as Aesop has given you this quest, he then says, "Well, once again, I apologize for my unbecoming attitude. I have failed as the guardian of this horn. I will do my best to make up for my mistakes in the future. But please do inform Queen Valus that I have entrusted this task to you all, and let her know that I will continue to serve."
We will certainly do that. I appreciate you taking responsibility for this matter, even if it's not necessarily uh, true. So, I do have another question for you. Maybe you can answer. Do you know who Esther Archelander was cursed by? Either the Titans or the Divines or some other entity?
I'm afraid that information is lost to time.
Oh, I see.
If anyone would know, I suppose it would be Astor Archelander himself.
Maybe we'll even get a chance to ask him.
If you are able to meet his wandering spirit. But, well, I do not wish to speak ill of the old Dragonlords. I honor their sacrifice and what they did for all of us. But the story surrounding Archelander, both him and his brother Telemac, are unsettling, to say the least.
Oh yeah, he was a total jerk. He was still a great leader, though.
Well, I suppose if he was under the command of Xander Huarath, then Xander must have seen something in this man. But, well, I'm afraid I cannot help you interpreting the meaning behind the device that you saw in your dreams. Perhaps somebody else may be able to do so. It does sound strange. A device able to project the formations of the stars. I suppose one could potentially use this to traverse the very seas themselves. At any rate, I hope that I have been of great of service to all of you, and I commend you for bringing the horn back safely, even if it's ultimately meant to once again land itself on the hands of Queen Valus.
Thank you for your service as well, Aesop.
He
Um,
bows deeply.
I return the bow.
so do I, and then I'll also say, if you think of anything that might be of importance for us, do please send word. And if you ever need help again, also don't feel afraid to ask.
I do hope that our paths cross once again. I will definitely be sending word if anything arises that should be of your interest. And who knows? Perhaps in the future I will find a way to make up for my mistakes by serving in other possible ways. I hope
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Aesop. Don't worry about it.
you are most kind. Well, I know you have places to be, but the temple is open for you any other necessities you may need. Just ask.
Does this horn have a specific name? I accidentally closed this sheet. I can't find it.
Does what have a specific name?
Oh, okay.
Horn of Balmythria.
Horn of Balmythria, yes.
Oh, there it is.
Should we head? Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna go over to Loris, who's been sitting here this whole time just watching all this unfold.
I mean, no, he's actually been writing all of this down. Much
Yeah.
like how Kyra has been, was writing your exploits before she had to take a temporary leave. Loris is currently doing that as well, almost as if picking up where she left off.
Perfect.
Oh, that looks wonderful, Loris. You're doing such a great job. I can't wait to introduce you to Kyra.
Kind of looking at what he's written so far, he has a different style of writing than Kyra does. Kyra wrote in such a way so as to extol the more heroic aspects of your journey. Detailing stuff, as attacks if she ever saw any, or uh, your interactions with the townspeople, sort of like embellishing, how you guys are seen. Lorius takes a different approach. He uses a more metaphorical like this language to describe your actions. In this you notice that the segment where he's writing down the things about you having like the vision, uh, he takes time to kind of detail your all of you guys as like features as you are like focused in like this divination that you're receiving.
Oh, that is unique.
He
What does this say? Does that say Derek was drooling on himself?
he didn't write anything like that. He does make sure to portray all of you guys like in equal like measure of you know shall we say of respect, shall we say. Uh, he says, "Oh, well, this is just a thing I was writing here. Uh, do you like it?"
Oh, it looks great to me.
Well, thank you. Really. He kind of goes back to writing the last sort of bit, and then he folds up the parchment. Now, I didn't understood most of what that elven man said, where does your next journey take you?
To the necropolis, right, guys?
Where
It
should we
could
go?
be there. Could also be
Nope, we're going
the
there.
forge.
We're nowhere else.
We got a few people that want us to go to the forge. We could do that too.
Just
Yeah, but I think we really should try and find that guy, Claus. And
The
make
man
sure.
who tried to sell you that cursed amulet?
Yes, because now that cursed amulet is possibly now being passed around the city.
I suppose so.
I'm also
I
needing
might
to
have
talk
access.
to Estor.
Estor Arcalander?
Yeah, the first Dragon Lord.
well, he wasn't the first Dragonlord. Sander Huarat was the first Dragonlord. Estor was one of the men at his command.
Oh yeah, him.
Score's the jerk. Xander is the cool guy.
It might be best to reoccupy the cursed pendant and return it back to Necropolis. That way we just don't have citizens dropping like flies from an unknown pendant that they're all passing around.
That's a
Good
good
point.
point.
And then also, I think two people have a sort of prophecy that leads them there at this moment.
It's also true.
He wants my stuff.
And it's only like a day's ride northwest.
Well, I'm gonna show you guys the map of the land, so you guys can take a look at how far.
Days northwest.
So we're leaving west.
Yes,
Just west.
it is. Well, granted, you're gonna have to go like around, unless you want to go across the mountains. You can go around there, and you'll easily find yourselves within a day's travel of the necropolis.
We're gonna go up and over the mountains, find us some dragons, fly them down like kites. No, just joking.
This ain't Fortnite.
It'd be sick to have a dragon. Not gonna lie.
No, you don't get one. It's not part of your story, sir. Bad.
Well, Drac,
joke,
you're always
Derek.
free. If I ever occupy a dragon, you're always free to ride it.
Yay!
I am Dragonlord. I will command them to not.
Just remember, if Derek is the first one to fall in battle, then it's because he didn't want to share his dragon.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't want to share it, then
This seems like a jumped conclusion.
he might have a accident. Kidding.
Either way, we should probably leave the temple now. And
Yeah.
I believe our business here is concluded. I do have some things that I need to buy.
So do I, but I think it might be too late at night. Maybe we could go and meet up with my dad and then go shopping in the morning.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
All right. So just so I understood this correctly, you guys are going to the palace to sleep for the night and then depart to the necropolis in the morning. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah,
Seems like the goal.
Didn't we also need to go to the bar for something?
Yeah, I want to go check up on the bar to see how that guy's doing, or you guys should, to see how he is with his son. Because didn't he have a quest for you guys as well?
Yeah, one of the guys there.
But I didn't write it down because I didn't go with you. So that's you and Porunga, if you guys remember that quest.
I do. I have it written down.
Okay.
Didn't his quest have to do with Necropolis as well?
Who's
The dwarf skulls?
When
That's
Porunga and Drac were in the bar by themselves talking about like the missing kids, and they got a mission about like some dead skeletons that need to be laid at rest or something like that.
That's at the forge.
Yeah, they're in the forge.
That was
The mines or whatever.
Okay.
And yeah, the other guy should be there, but we could check on him. Because he was one of the missing kids.
And then we could go make sure Theracles is doing okay, buy her stuff, and then I don't think we're going to be heading to Necropolis tomorrow because we got to find the pendant. So tomorrow we're probably going to be doing a scavenger hunt to find the guy who had the pendant.
Right.
And are we gonna plan on selling the rings and stuff for gold?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that.
All right. You guys go back to the palace. It is, even though it's late at night, you are allowed entry by the guards, who you could swear you smell some degree of alcohol on. I think they, so a lot of them have either have taken that order, shall we say, the decree of Pythor's weekend celebration to heart.
Excellent.
Guys, is your dad a drunk?
He is a god.
Exactly.
We do not call gods alcoholics.
I guess apparently his one is maybe.
He just has expensive taste in drinkery.
Hey, Dragonborn.
Who's Thobos?
That's the halfling assistant that Pythor mentioned. He was present in the throne room when the Clepius, the alchemist, was being given his rewards. He mentioned it a couple of times. He's like a sort of like halfling representative in Pythor's court. So, you guys are allowed entry. And it is as you're walking through the halls of the, being led into your rooms. It is decently late at night. Being led into your rooms by the guards and other attendants here. That you overhear a very small, sort of like yawn, like going around the halls. You turn around and this very, and figure you recognize, of course, Kyra seems to be walking around with this really tired look in her face.
He's drunk.
She is kind of like, "Uh, uh, oh, hello there. You guys are
Auntie
home?
Kyra! And I'll wave and run up and give her a hug.
Told you not to call me that. Oh,
Tell you, this is your chance right here. Let's go.
sorry, I'm
You
a
got this.
little bit tired at the moment. It's good to see you all. I'm sorry if I haven't been there to chronicle your journey through the land, but there was a lot of things I needed to do. But
Oh, well, we kind of found someone. Well, it's very late. I guess we could talk to you in the morning.
well, I mean, if you brought it up now, you might as well tell me. Who is this?
Oh, well, Auntie,
Is it someone
I mean,
special for you?
well, this is Loris.
Kind of looks over.
Uh,
Loris peeks from the side, kind of waves at Kyra. Yes, hello. Very glad to. It's an honor. I'm I'm humbled by. Sorry, I messed it up again. It's an honor to meet you, Lady Kyra. Kyra kind of looks over and kind of chuckles a little bit, and she looks over at you, Exandri, and says, "And where do you find your friend here?"
well, we found him in the old woods. He helped us rescue all the children. By the way, we rescued all of them. They're all back in the city, safe and sound. But he is, or he just started to kind of write down our stories. I guess in your absence, I hope you don't mind. He's really, really good.
That is
Maybe.
that is quite all right. I'm sorry for leaving you all out to dry, so to speak. I needed to make a couple of things put into motion, shall we say. Uh, it's been quite a couple of years since I've spoken with my sister, but I suppose that it is, it had to be done at some point. Oh, I also took time to go visit Versi back at her temple. Uh, it was just a simple visit to keep her updated on things. A visit that seemed quite unnecessary, as she seems to be quite aware of what's been happening with all of you. However, she did wanted me to deliver this. I might as well just deliver this to you before I forget. She kind of reaches into her cylindrical quiver-like backpack that she has, and she pulls out a strange item, an amulet of sorts. Well, more of a locket, really.
It looks like a dragon.
You're right. It does kind of look like a dragon.
Is this the locket that...
I fucked up, I know. Anyway, uh, Kyra presents this locket to you, Exandri.
Aww.
May I ask why?
It took me a while, which is why I was away for quite a couple of days. I know how much your family means to you, Exandri. Even though I don't like the idea of you calling me auntie, you
She smiles when you say that because she just loves the fact that she's her auntie.
you deserve some form of connection to your family. I know Pythor is here and all, but let's be honest, he is a bit too focused on a lot of other things at the moment.
Drunk.
I'm not going to confirm or deny that, Derek. She looks over at you, Exandria, and says, "This took me a while to find, but as far as I'm aware, once belonged to your grandmother."
Xandria looks like a little stunned, mainly because she knows that part of her prophecies to find and locate more information about her grandmother. So I guess she'll hold her hands out to Kyra, just see if she's allowed to hold it or take it, I guess.
He places it on your hands.
Um, Auntie, Kyra, do you know anything else about my grandmother?
Well, it took me a lot of time to run into that as it is, but while I never personally met her, I have been in this war for quite a while, so I know people. Let's put it that way. And
Have I met her? Have I met her?
I would say you have not.
I also would have never told her my grandmother's name.
Correct. Uh,
Look, I'm older than you, girl. Shush.
she looks at you and
Who knew?
says, as the one of the five that is known for being quite quick on her feet and going around from one place to the other. That I'm talking about me, of course, in case you didn't know. Uh, I have the blessing of being able to learn and hear from a lot of people throughout the land and throughout time as well. I'm sorry that I walked away on all of you for a while, even though I promised to be there to record your adventures. But, well, it's things like this that I do to assist you all that take some time out of what I promise you will be quite the epic tale to read.
Oh,
Sorry, that got a bit too mushy back there.
my bad.
That
Go.
pun
I
looks like
I give my auntie a hug anyways, and I whisper, "Thank you, Auntie Kyra. I love you."
Never mind. Uh, I well, I do enjoy this type of reunions, and let me know when you're going to the necropolis, because I do want to record that mostly. Um,
Well, maybe you and Loris could both uh, accompany us when we do go to the Acropolis.
you mean as
Um,
a competition? She kind of smiles when she says that last word.
You have
Loris immediately kind of like takes like a step back, and he is like, "No, I could never compete against someone like you, Lady Kyra."
no, I think that's a great idea, actually, Auntie. You both have different and unique writing styles. Why not? Why not both of you tell it in your own words? And maybe one day they'll both be published side by side.
poor Matteo Metius corners like, but I write stuff too, guys.
The multiple perspectives of one story can make for interesting reads and rereads, of course. Sure,
Oh, shit.
I would love that. As long as you're ready to get outshined in any possible way, Lorius.
I'm gonna turn
Ooh,
around.
get
I'll be like, "You got
told.
this, Glorious."
He is shaking. He is completely.
Chicken in his boot.
He's not ready.
Seems weak. I'm sweaty.
He wasn't ready to deal with someone with this strength of personality as Kyra. Uh,
Got this, man. You got this.
and he's.
Imagine when you beat her. Just imagine.
Uh, I will do my best to make sure that the exploits of this wonderful people are uh, recorded in a proper way. Kyra looks at you guys and says, "Now, you know that I can't very well intercede on battles on your behalf, as part of how the Oath of Peace binds my hands just as much as it binds that of Pythor's. But I can still be here to, well, do as I already said. Record your journey. Talk to you if you ever need an ear to shout into. Or, if
Oh,
I need an ear to shout into. Uh,
see,
we're gonna.
look, Glorious, you might have a step up on Auntie Kyra. You can partake in battles and things that she is unable to because of our oath. So therefore, you could have an even different perspective.
Oh, fighting side by side, all of you? Well,
It,
like I said, I'm not good at many things. Combat is not my forte, but
it's okay. Derek's not good at many things either, but we keep him around.
uh,
I
please,
will
I'll
be.
say,
Just watch
I'll
out.
say good one, sis, and high five.
please do not compare. Please, I feel it's a bit unjust to compare the both of us. We are different people in our own regard. I, I'm, you have proven all yourselves to be quite wonderful people, and I would regret it if anything were to happen to you all if I had a chance to stop it. I could assist if you so much wish to.
Of course. If you're going
That'd
to
be
be
wonderful.
traveling around with all of us.
Really, it's already enough of an honor that I get to walk side by side all of you.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, never mind. My brain just went blank.
Okay. Uh, Lorius, seems, you know, uh, in giving with the nickname that he told you the other Fae had given him, Lovestruck Lorius. He has like this look in his face. In a similar fashion with how some of you did the when thinking of your respective crushes. Uh, it is like a similar look that Loris is giving you guys. Uh, he seems quite smitten with the idea, the prospect of being, traveling with you guys.
Can I ask Kyra, a question real quick.
That's her.
Okay, so I go to Kyra. Hey, Kyra, does the Oracle know about Versailles? Know about what we did to her sister?
Oh, well, I wasn't there with her when that happened. I was on my way back here to, to Estoria. Uh, I take it you have ran into Demetria, correct?
Let's just say she's in the dirt now.
Well, I mean,
It wasn't me. I mean, but you can say it was me.
you,
Just say it was
when
me.
you say, let's just say, you followed that up with something vague, not something as on the nose as what you just said. It's fine. You'll get a hold of it someday.
Someday, but it's fine. It's fine.
If you have dealt with Demetria, then I do not believe Versi will shed any tears for her. They didn't have the best of relationships after all.
I'm sure they were sisters at one point. I'm sure they liked each other at one point.
But the one you
Say one.
the,
Say that one point as a very small point.
the one you should be worried about, though. I mean, this is a bit obvious at this point in your quest, but you did just kill one of Sidon's own blood.
Oopsies.
He already hates me for me and Versailles. I mean, I don't even care.
Right. You should still watch out. If you see any dark clouds forming above you, well, just zigzag, run around, and avoid them as best you can.
Zigzag.
I'm not the one that
Hey.
killed him. It was this big guy over here.
If
It's
that
because
happens,
it's because you zagged instead of zigged.
I'll use Derek's body as a what's it called, umbrella.
Speaking
Look, part
speaking
part three.
speaking of dark clouds
Drakgar,
forming above you, uh, this is twice now that you've acted against the Titans. Certainly, war has to be spreading at this point. Don't be
Oh.
surprised if some of their own servants come at your doorstep. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
yeah, you got this Drakgar, right? It was on you, right? You got this.
I guess
You're
I'll
the
keep you
most
safe. It's okay, Derek.
nice.
Right.
Just watch
Oh,
me get my stuff.
I mean, I can't promise
mess with me anymore.
too much.
I get my stuff. Watch it, guys. Just watch it.
Of course, don't promise anything. That's not why I'm giving you the warning. Remember what I said
Well,
back
there's a
then.
promise I have to keep anyway.
Remember what I said back then. Before I had you guys make the oath of fellowship. You guys should bask in this popularity. There is no such thing as bad reputation unless your name is Sidon Lutheria. But for you guys, the more the word spreads around of your exploits, the better it is for all of you. Keep doing what you're doing, and
Um,
bask in every bit of glory.
Speaking of which, can we get a copy of that contract? I forget what it says.
Of course. One moment. She kind of reaches into the quiver.
Her
As
bags. Her
as
bag
this
of
means
bags.
the DM is reaching into his notes to fucking grab
I I thought we had it as a
no,
something that we could look at the side, but it's not there.
it's not. No, it's not. I don't have it as a handout. Uh,
Or just freezes in session. Hold on.
Hold up, guys. Hold up.
pow.
I just want to see how. Okay, there we are. Thank you.
I am blank.
That's
All right.
the
Thank you.
There's loopholes in that. Just saying.
Oh, and you exploit them very well, sir.
You're welcome. I am the example.
Is there a
That's what my
loophole in
teachers
that?
say.
It seems pretty concrete.
What's the loophole? We kind of got to use it on. Never mind.
If I transform, I am not still Derek. I am Derek the Dragonlord.
So if I
Oh.
kill you as the dragon,
and he
I'm technically.
specific words that yes, because I do have my script. The specific words that Kyra used to describe the oath of fellowship.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
So Derek's mess up becomes our mess up.
You're welcome.
We should
of course.
probably come up with a little name for our fellowship at some point.
Oh,
So that when
should.
people ask who we
Fellowship
are, they don't just stare at us.
True. True.
why don't you sleep on it then?
Wait, didn't we come up with a name once upon a time in the chat? And like we
Yeah,
ended
it
up
was like
naming
some
the
Dragon
next
Ball
two
Z,
names.
related or
idea.
something.
The new Dragonlords. There you go. Done.
No,
The
we
new
came up with a
Dragonlords?
really good one, but then we ended up skipping 2 games in a row. We forgot about it.
Kyle,
There.
Kyle,
The new Dragonlords. Easy.
I'll look at it and I'll look it up and then I'll write it down in my notes for next session.
Kyle will say whatever name you decide with. It's probably better if you sleep on it. It is quite late after all. And, even us gods have to rest every once in a while.
Look, guys. So I'm trying to say here is, we should call ourselves the new Dragonlords because we
How
got some.
about not?
Look. We got phonies somewhere else that want to be Dragonlords. Well, you got a real one right here. All right.
How about not?
I'm still putting it out there. We should call ourselves the new Dragonlords.
Kyra,
Well, we'll
If
put
we
it
all
into
get
consideration.
dragons, we're all Dragonlords.
Kyra
Easy.
realizes the discussion is going nowhere, so she just excuses herself and says,
I also
I
excuse
wish you
myself.
guys-
Good night, Auntie.
Look.
Good night, everybody.
When I become,
We all just leave
bye.
as Derek is talking, so he doesn't realize, so he's just talking to himself.
I'm following.
Everybody
No,
slowly just disperses.
I'm following one person.
I mean,
I'm gonna
Uh,
the
follow-
only one that has
follow-
the only one that has their own room in the palace is Exandri.
Fuck you, nerds.
Everybody.
Jack has his own room now too.
Well, they
I
said
do.
it to be built. You guys haven't gotten an update if it's already.
Oh,
built.
okay.
Haha. I'm gonna keep talking to them.
Loris, if you just follow Drac, he'll show you where everybody's staying. You'll be able to stay with them tonight.
Oh, you are most kind. I didn't expect I would actually get to stay the night here in this castle. Is it castle? Palace. Right, in this palace. I hope my presence doesn't, you know, tarnish the reputation of this place. It is a very fancy looking place. I don't wish to, accidentally get my, uh, well, I suppose my stench on it.
I'm sure that's
And
not even close to an issue.
Yeah, that is such a silly thing to think about. We don't care.
Oh well, that is. Thank you.
Everything can be washed, so therefore nothing can be harmed.
Loris nods and he goes off to join everybody else in the rest.
Okay, and as we walk away, I still talk about it, but my big voice is slowly fading. Like, guys, come on, we can just become a Dragonlord. It's not good.
Well, I'll kind of point him to his room on the way to my room, and then after he does that, I'll go to my room and sleep.
Just saying, guys.
So, you guys go over and will take your rest in your respective rooms.
A long rest.
At this point, Pythor is like knocked out, so he probably doesn't have enough time to to come by and receive you guys properly as he should. But you guys are allowed, enter into your respective rooms. Also to point out, well, as far as you're aware, you guys are all aware. Well, Anora is back up where in the room that she's supposed to be instead of down there at the brig. So you guys take a long rest. You guys didn't really use up any resources from last time, but will awaken back up in the morning as a new day awaits. So what do you guys do? Oh, did my audio cut out? No, I'm still here.
No, you're still there.
Okay.
So it's the next morning now, or are we still
We'll.
doing the rest?
I mean, no. Unless any of you guys have anything to do before the long rest, I will just say you guys have one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something before my long rest.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
I took those pendants off of Demetria, and I'm going to hang them on the outside of my windowsill. And before I go to bed, I'm going to be like, I know you didn't get along with your sister, Versailles, but in case you wanted something of hers, I took her pendants for you. And then I'll close my window and be like, have a good night. And then I'll go to bed.
You're not even sure if Versailles looking at you specifically.
I know, she's probably not, but I did take them for her, so.
Wrecked. Get wrecked.
uh,
Mm.
so all right.
It's definitely the emo goth chick saying, "Excuse me, he's ordered without pickles."
Okay.
The nervous kind of back.
Anyway, anybody else has anything to do before long rest or?
I'm good.
Oh yeah. I guess I'll ask this. Anyone attuning to the Horn of Balmythria?
I think we were gonna give it to because it's a melee weapon and it would probably
Uh,
best suit him for now.
The horn itself is not a weapon per se. It just has effects that could.
Yeah, it has an AoE effect that paralyzes people, which would be really cool for his
Yeah.
I still think I should.
because it would give him advantage on his hits.
Fine.
In that case, as
Well, I don't know if you understand this, but I don't trust your character with anything right now. And you constantly
Especially
keep
since
proving
you
to
just
everybody that we shouldn't trust you with anything. So I
my
don't
guy just
know.
bailed on us in the middle of a fight.
Oh yes, a fight where you're gonna kill a mother and children. Sure.
Damn straight we
was
An
were.
a-
evil
was a
mother
mother.
with evil children.
Yeah,
Yeah,
who
but
They're
literally were
literally
eating
eating human
humans.
flesh.
They were eating humans, Pumo.
yes, but still.
okay, so
Okay.
Hence why I don't trust you with anything.
Just burn the whole room down and just walk away. I mean, you didn't.
so as you
That
guys
would have been better.
awaken in the morning,
So,
what is it that you guys do?
We need to sell all of those things and then
um,
divide up the gold.
breakfast with Dad.
And I'll head to the. While they do that, I'm gonna head to the Dragon's Tooth.
I try to make a PowerPoint about me just choosing us to have calls those new Dragonlords. PowerPoint presentation. There you go.
Hold on.
As I walk by it, I set it on fire with my sacred.
Well,
Keep going.
Sacred Flame doesn't
Goodness.
do fire damage. It does, it does radiant damage. If anything,
Get wrecked.
it would just sear a hole into it, but it wouldn't like set on fire otherwise.
Porunga's got my back. He cast Firebolt.
No, he doesn't.
Repeat what we were trying to do, Derek. Like,
I'm making a PowerPoint, not technically PowerPoint, with like of why we should call ourselves the new Dragonlords.
so you're writing up a presentation, an essay, to make your point across. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes, I'm still pulling that, even though everybody's annoyed. I'm still gonna make point. Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
Presentation, more presentation, just to help out.
In that case, so from what I understood, Drakgar and Porunga are going to Dragon's Tooth. Derek, you're staying to make your presentation, and everybody else is going to the Agora to sell stuff and find the homeless man.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, first we'll do those of you guys who are going to the Agora. You guys find yourselves traveling through the streets of Estoria, eventually reaching the marketplace, central marketplace that is the Agora. On the way there, you guys will see that there's actually signs posted up announcing, like the plays that are to take place in the, in the amphitheater in the city. There, you can tell there's a couple of people gather around some of these signs, muttering amongst themselves, what their interest would be in the play. You do see that this sign does include the names of the plays that are being done. But other than that, unless you guys actually take time to read it, you guys would enter here into the marketplace of the Agora. What do you guys do?
Well, first we need to sell those things that we said we were going to sell, like the gems and stuff, right?
Yeah, is there like a jeweler, whatever, in town that we could go and sell jewelry to?
There actually is. There's a small shop that it is named the Gold Rush. That seems to deal in a lot of jewelry of many kinds. There's this tiefling woman that seems to be the one in charge of the place. She looks like a professional. Has a lot of jewelry in her, on display. Do you sell? Okay, so what exactly are you selling here?
I think we all planned on selling the 2 necklaces, the 4 rings, and the 6 gems, correct?
Yeah.
These 4 rings, though, are they bronze?
Give me one moment.
I just want to see if they match the vision that we had the other night.
Wait, what do you mean if the match division?
Wasn't there like some rings or something that were
They
in the vision?
but they weren't like small like finger rings. They were like large, sort of like discs. Like, well, not discs because they weren't solid on the inside, but like,
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
yeah. Like how one of those model displays of the solar system has like those
Yeah,
rings on it. It's
like Saturn's rings.
yeah,
I
kind
gotcha.
of like that. Yeah. They weren't like this finger rings that you guys found. So just to count all of that up, 4 rings are worth 50 GP.
Which is 200 gold already.
Ooh.
The 2 necklaces are 100 GP each, which are another 200 gold, so 400. And then all 6 gems of different sizes are all worth 50 each. Are you selling all of those?
Yeah. So 700.
That's a lot of money. That's a good payday.
Yeah, a total of 700 gold pieces. Are you? Oh shit! I never asked you, Metius. Are you taking a look at that tome?
Not yet.
Okay. Maybe pulling out a tome bound in human skin is probably not the best idea in public, huh?
Certainly not.
So a 700 GP total for selling all that jewelry. You are allowed to have fashion on your character in case you don't want to sell these all at once. But
How many people's in the group? We have Drak, Eric, sadly, Porunga, Matteo.
So there's 6 of us.
Six.
Are you dividing all equally?
Yeah.
Yep. Sadly.
Uh,
Already had
would be well, one of you would have 117, I believe. Unless I'm getting my math incorrect. So, well, you guys can split that among yourselves however you guys want.
So confused money.
For the time being, after selling the jewelry, do you guys do anything else here in the market?
I need to ask this jeweler if she has a pearl worth at least 100 gold pieces that I can buy from her.
She will nod and present to you a sort of slightly darkened looking pearl. And she will kind of put it in the counter and say, this to your liking.
It looks like it's valuable. That what I would need for my identify spell.
Does appear to be of value.
Okay, I have I guess a game question. If I pay less, if I try to haggle with her and I get it for like 90 gold pieces, it still counts as 100 gold pieces, or
Uh, well, the thing is that the value of spell components is a bit strange to handle in 5e. Uh, I will say, like, if your intention is to, haggle, like the pearl's value is already marketed as 100. That won't change the effect that it has as a spell component for you.
okay. Then I'll ask her if she'll take 90 gold for it.
Make a persuasion check.
I guess she won't.
Can I haggle for him?
I'm afraid,
What that? Can I haggle for him?
afraid the die has
Oh
already been
god.
rolled. The die has already been rolled, sadly.
The die is cast.
Bro, you should told me I could rolled for you, guy.
I will take that into consideration next time. I appreciate it. I will hand her back 100 of the 116 gold pieces that she gave
Oh
me
my gosh.
and take the pearl.
Oh, all 116?
Just 100 of it.
Okay, I was confused.
Because she gave me 116 gold pieces, I'm just giving 100 right back to her and taking the pearl.
I look to Metius and I will hand him 20 gold.
No, that's all right. I have enough.
Yeah, but you were talking the other night about how you have this spell that you want to cast to summon some form of familiar,
Yeah, I have enough gold for that now.
and you might need some more gold for some other things.
If it comes to that, I will consider your kindness then. But for now, I'm all right.
Put 20 gold in his pocket.
All right. Anything else you guys do here in the market?
Hold up. I'm trying to think what I can buy.
I mean,
Looking for
my passive perception is 12, so I guess if you can get higher than that, right?
Well,
Oh, I
I
see
try to
it.
slap my hand away.
I slap it away. No, I'm
bad. No,
quite all
bad.
right.
No stealing, guys. Come on.
I wasn't stealing, I was giving.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, the opposite of stealing.
I would like to buy. Where is it? Sorry about that. Pieces of tart and
They what?
a feather. I need tart pieces and feathers.
Tart pieces.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
In that case, you hold on. I don't have a price for these, and a
Here,
feather.
components for sorry, Tasha's hideous laughter components.
Okay, no.
I need tarts.
No.
A feather.
Derek. When a spell component doesn't have a price associated to it, you don't actually need to have it to cast a spell, as long as you have your spellcasting focus, which in your case can be your instrument.
Well then, I'll just buy. Just have a hat.
You want a hat?
You wanna?
Look, yes, I want a hat. Any kind of hat. I don't care. It could be a sombrero. It could be I don't know, a little.
Just
I don't know, any kind of hat.
Uh,
Oh,
okay.
you know what? You know what? Just even better. Let me get a kind of what kind of is a it will be a big hat, big tall hat. There you go.
Big.
The big tall hat. Monopoly hat. Monopoly a hat, pretty much.
Okay. Monopoly Man hat. Those would be kind of hard to come by in Tylea specifically because this is like a Greek sort of setting, so they probably don't have those, or at least not in such a as a common thing in market. I will say, however, no real role required. You will see a location. Seems kind of like a well, like a cobbler almost, because yes, sometimes cobblers do make hats, believe it or not. There appears to be like this centaur dude, kind of like at charge of the business, and you do see a wide variety of hats. one of them doesn't seem to be to your specifications. It seems to only cost the low price of 2 silver pieces.
Oh snap!
I don't know if I should do this. Okay, try to persuade it for it to be 1 silver piece by using
My bad, I said
persuasion.
silver. I meant gold. 2 gold pieces. My bad.
Well, I will try using my persuasion. Persuade him to lower to 1 gold.
Really gonna hack.
Can I be behind Derek going no and like pointing up to raise the price?
Like, I'm not sure if I want to allow one singular gold piece here.
It's
I gotta
1
save some
gold,
money,
my
man.
guy.
Come on.
You
Economy
are
nowadays.
cheaper than
Come
me.
on.
Holy.
Using, for those who may be wondering why it's 1 gold, is because I'm using as a basis the fine clothes, the set of fine clothes item, which is in and out of itself 15 gold pieces. I'm just taking a piece of it and saying that that's how much the hat is worth.
I just want to see if it works. I'm just trying to see if my haggling works. That's all.
Too bad I'm not there. Otherwise, I could have.
All like you have enough persuasion,
Um,
Mr.
My fists
Dragonlord.
are my persuasion.
what is the argument you use for haggling the 1 gold?
God damn.
Oh, what a fine hat. You suppose you might reduce just by 1 gold piece? And then that's when I roll persuasion, correct?
And I'm in the background being like, no, he's filthy rich. Raise the price.
He seems. Hold on, I want to check something in the back. He seems like he considers that, like genuinely considers that for like a moment, because you guys are local celebrities. So he's trying to see. He looks over at you and says, "Tell you what, I'll leave it at 1 gold piece, but you have to announce this place, to all of the other passersby. Give some business running. Because I feel like if that
Oh,
comes from the word of somebody famous, then that's going to bring up business a lot."
I got you, man. Give him the 1 gold piece, and I'm gonna whip out my flute. Let's go. I'll play a song.
Oh
How
my
about your
god.
arrows?
While Derek plays a song, anything else you guys want to do over here before I cut to the rest of the party at the Dragon Sit?
How
Yeah,
about
I
your
just need
arrows?
to.
How much was you guys both at the same time? What did you guys say?
Go ahead, Cassandra.
How about your arrows?
How much are arrows? They are a bundle of 20. Sorry, a bundle of 20 will cost you 1 gold piece.
All right, I'll cough over 1 gold piece.
You find variety sellers around here that sell a lot of things. Really, the specific business you're looking for if you want like weapons, armor, and the like is Vulcan's Forge. But the Agora does have its fair share of other various adventuring supplies.
Good enough.
So, you were gonna, Metius, you were gonna say something?
I need to buy 10 gold pieces worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs.
Easy. A lot of people who sell stuff here in the Agora, most of them are like knickknacks. You're not even sure if like which of them are, made here or made somewhere else, outside of the city and then brought here. So incense and the like, you would be able to find. You can make sure to discount that gold for your inventory.
Okay, and it says that it needs to be consumed in a by fire in a brass brazier. Do I have that? There's no price on the brazier. Do I have that, or I just need to buy it?
The way I interpret it is that it doesn't need to be specifically that, just any fire that you can consume it in.
Okay, excellent.
Because otherwise, people will take a while to do that.
I have a question for Vulcan, and then I think I'm done.
Okay. You walk into the forge. He kind of, the hot air of the forge hits you as he lifts his goggles up. He says, "Ah, it's you, Lissandra."
Hey, Vulcan. I have a question. So we ran into uh some beings that we ended up fighting in the old woods, and I got some of their weapons. Could you look at them for me and tell me like what type of condition they're in, or if they're unique in any way?
Sure. Yes, I can do that. What weapons is this, lass?
I pull out the Maynard's daggers, and then I pull out the heart-shaped bow that Demetria had.
Oh, daggers are nothing important. They're just regular daggers. I can tell right away. But that one over there, that one looks very interesting. Also very dangerous. Would you mind if I look at it for a moment?
Yeah, go for it.
He takes a while to kind of, look over the bow, sort of like balancing in his hand. You see this weird sort of like glow emanate from his hand wherever he touches the bow. Oh yes, a very strange weapon. One that is said is imbued with the power of the ability to sway people's very hearts and minds.
Cupid's bow, lol.
Well, as I show this.
No, it's really cupidity.
Good thing we didn't give that to Pumo and Derek. Oh god, could you imagine?
So.
Do I need to attune to it? It does.
Yes, it requires it. He says this bow has some strange magic in it. I dare even say it has been imbued with the abilities of some fae to sway the hearts of people. You say you got this from the old woods, right? I'm not gonna ask who you had to off to get this bow, but
Who I had off.
make sure that you don't let it fall into the wrong hands, otherwise it would be quite troublesome for the average person.
Oh, well, thank you. And then, do you have like any special arrows, or do you have like uh any liquids that you could coat arrows with to like do special type of damage?
Do I look like an alchemist to you? No, I don't have any special liquids for your arrows, lass. I'm sorry, but
That's okay.
what if you want anything magical in any regard, it will take me a while because usually those are made by order. If you order a batch of them, I can probably get you some in due time. But well,
How much would those be?
uh, well, it depends. What type of arrows are you looking for?
Well, she's gonna look around. Are there like a lot of people around, or is it just like secluded?
Funny enough, not a lot of people not almost nobody really hangs out here in the Vulcan's Forge. The only one that hangs out is his intern, a young boy who seems to be trying to learn how to become a blacksmith. You probably seen him running around a couple of times, carrying boxes of like, scrap metal to deliver to Vulcan.
Well, she talks in a softer tone, and she's like, well, you know that we're chasing our prophecies, and we've already interrupted the Titans' plans twice. So we got a lot more dangerous quests coming up here soon. We're supposed to be going to the Acropolis, the old mines, and then we have to go to Mythos as well. So anything that would be of great assistance in battle. Seeing as somehow every time we go somewhere, it just ends up being a battle of our will versus the power of the Titans.
Hmm. So short notice, the most thing I can get to you is unbreakable arrows, perhaps. You won't need to worry about this one's, well, as the name implies, breaking.
And
Had enough time and, of course, access to a particular forge that the two of us know about. I could perhaps make even better stuff with it. But as it stands right now, specifically my wares are a little bit limited.
Oh. And how much time would you need?
For unbreakable arrows, I can just whip you up a couple of one in an hour or so.
And how much would those cost?
25 per arrow.
Okay. And because they're unbreakable, they're easier to fetch, correct?
Correct. You need just reach into the creature that you put this one on, and well, assuming it didn't launch itself too deep into them, you should be able to just easily pry them loose.
And out of game, are these arrows magical?
Yes,
Why they're
they are
unbreakable?
considered as magical arrows. You could also ask. He will also say, I could also, well, slightly make them a little bit easier to use, but well, that's a different set of weapons. Out of character, he is offering you either unbreakable arrows or +1 arrows.
Ooh.
+1 arrows I can't recollect though, right?
Well, yes, you can. However, well, unlike unbreakable arrows, they don't particularly, they could still be theoretically lost.
Okay. And how much are +1 arrows?
+1 ammunition. Let me double check that real quick. +1 ammunition are 50 apiece.
So 51 arrow?
Yes, 50 for 1 arrow.
Ooh. I'll take 4 unbreakable, please.
Okay. In that case, he very quickly just kind of whistles over to the kid, who brings over the materials as he fires up the forge and gets ready to work. In a matter of minutes, the sets of arrows are taken and cooled from the forge as their tips seem like, though made out of metal, are clearly imbued with some form of strange effect that makes them impossible to destroy. They almost kind of look like the golden arrows that Kyra gave to you guys.
Ooh. Um,
Is that everything you wanted, Vulcan?
yes, but I do want to try my part in haggling with Grandpa.
Listen, Gramps.
Not sure
She's-
about this one. This is an actual god you're talking about.
I know, but everybody else has done it. It sounds fun.
I mean, yeah, but they were like regular people. This is like actually Vulcan.
Gramps, can you give me a discount, please?
She's gonna be like, so, Gramps,
mm,
what if I convince Kyra to visit you a little bit more for a small discount?
kind of seems to look confused as of how one relates to the other, and then says, "Not sure I follow, Lysandri."
Well, last time we were here, you said you really miss Kyra, and it seems like she doesn't visit you a lot, right?
Well, she shows up every once in a while to visit. I leave her presents in her birthday, and well, yeah, we don't talk too much, but she cares. I know, and she knows I care too.
Well, what if we could get, or I could get Kyrie to visit you more often as we progress through our prophecy?
She kind of looks over at you, and he seems like he's considering it. He says,
Bruh.
well, here's the thing. Does she want to come visit?
I mean, I don't see why she wouldn't want to come visit. Have you done something to make her not want to visit you?
Oh, of course not. It's just that I don't want to force her to do something, force her into a deal that she has no knowledge of.
I mean, I don't know why she wouldn't want to come visit you.
Well, I don't know. It's almost as if she's kind of busy recording, your adventures. I think that's the last I heard of her, anyway.
Oh, she definitely is. She'll be going to the Acropolis with us there.
Oh, boy.
Stevie.
I'm surprised. That place has not that many good memories for most of us. It's a
Oh,
reminder of our fallen comrades in war and battle, and
is there anything I should know about Acropolis before we go dungeon delving over there?
well,
Wanda.
kind of seems to think for a moment, and he says, "Well, it's a resting place of some very fine people. Others, not so fine. It was, people who swore their lives to the protection of this world and all of that. It is, also, uh, well, a place of pain for many, even today.
Are there. Will we encounter any undead over there?
Oh yes, tons of them, like hundreds maybe. You,
Ooh.
it is an necropolis for a reason, Les. If you don't
Necro.
run into any undead on the way there, you'll certainly run into undead within the necropolis. Oh, that's not to mention all of the measures that have been taken to secure the place, like the Minotaur wardens and the golems and the traps and the I don't know, a lot of things.
Dragons, maybe. Who knows?
Oh, good to know. And do you know of anybody in town that actually might sell holy water?
But you could perhaps ask in this dragon shrine. I heard that young man Aesop is manning things over there. That or one of the many temples to the five that it should be around here.
Alright, I'll definitely make note of that. Grab some holy water before we go there.
Oh, by the way, if you meet the good old Damon on the way there, tell him I said hi.
Good old who?
Damon. This is the how you spell the name.
Ah, that one.
And who
Know
is
that.
David?
Oh, he used to hang out with the Dragonlords of all. Met him a couple of times. He was a pretty decent dude. He is, I should still be around, I think, somehow. Well,
Can I, am I with her real quick? Sorry about that. Am I,
no,
no.
nobody said they went with Alexandria.
I was in the bathroom. Sorry.
Is he gonna?
So, Damon, trusted vassal of the Dragonlords. He used to hang out with them a lot. I believe he still guards the necropolis even now. It is, in an intriguing situation, but one that I will not pry into. Anyway, do say my best regards to him. Oh, and if you and your group are still haven't gotten around to doing the getting to the forge yet, well, there should be another being there that you should potentially send my regards to.
Um,
The forge keeper. If they remain in there still, that is.
well, once we return from Necropolis, I will come by with what news that we have found of David, and then we can obtain what news you want us to give to the Forge Keeper at the Forge, as I believe, not 100% positive, that the Forge would be our next stop after.
Of course, of course. Not really too much of news. Just let him know that I send my regards and that I would be willing to work together again.
Alright, I will let him know that. The second part was for the forge, correct?
Yeah, yes.
I have a headache.
So, uh, is that it for you and your interaction with Monk?
Yeah, I have my. Did he give me the arrows?
Yes.
For a break up arrow. Thank you.
So you guys, well, Drakgar and Porunga, you guys went to the Dragon Tooth. This is the last bit we'll do before we call the session for a time. What are you guys aiming for doing in the Dragon's Tooth?
There was a guy that had a missing her friend or nephew, a friend of a nephew that I'm trying to find in my notes.
Well,
That went missing.
I'll say you probably wouldn't find them in the Dragon's Tooth. Why? Because, well, when you enter the Dragon's Tooth, you can see it's considerably empty. Uh, Empty in the sense that the people that you guys met that were drinking in one of the corners, all sour, depressed, and the like, are no longer there.
Yeah, and then I forgot what else we had to do here, or who we were supposed to, or weren't we supposed to talk to the guy, right? Or the
Which guy?
I'm blanking. What are we supposed to do?
I think the other ones was the skulls.
Yeah, but that's at the forge. I feel like we were supposed to talk to the barkeeper, but I'm blanking.
I will remind you.
Thank you.
The other thing that you guys did in the Dragon's Tooth the other time you were here was speak with the dwarves who asked you to retrieve the skulls of the fallen dwarves of the Mithril Forge. As far as
Oh,
you guys speaking with Delphion, the owner of Dragon's Tooth, I don't actually recall. I don't think you guys had any like specific conversation with him regarding the matter.
okay, never mind. I guess we didn't need anything because I thought there was the third thing, but I guess I'm wrong.
Drink equals drink.
I'm not seeing it in my notes, so I guess I might be wrong. I guess we don't need anything in the Dragon's Tooth.
Except drink.
In that case, I'll say that by the time you guys are all done with your business, you will regroup back in the middle. By the way, Derek, could you make me a sleight of hand check? See how good that presentation of yours goes.
Okay, hold up. Where's
That
my
one.
photos? Sleight of hand, right?
Yes.
Team? Yeah.
Okay. You. Well, I mean, it's a decent enough looking. It's not presentation. You needed a couple of pieces of parchment to be able to do the different segments, I suppose. So by the time you are done with that, and regroup with your team back at the center of town, you guys will. Some of you have already bought or sold stuff. Some of you, got the information you needed or lack thereof. And some of you have now a compelling argument to tell your party, shall we say? Whatever that argument will be, well, sadly, you'll have to wait for next session because we are already at the end time.
I cry.
So yeah, you guys have completed your first labor to drink of the Horn of Balmythria. 2 more labors are left, reaching the necropolis and retrieving the weapons of the Dragonlords, as well as, relighting the Mithril Forge. However, those are going to have to wait for next week.
I'm going some of my treasures, not yours. Fine.
You don't fucking know. Anyway, uh, so yeah,
Right.
yeah, I need to wrap up the recording. For those of you who have seen this on YouTube, well, yes, keep keep up with the story of this group of
well, strange people as they continue on their journey, a prophesized journey to bring about the new age for the land of Tylea. Now with an extra person on tow, Loris, who's probably gonna be hanging around the party for a bit, at least until he gets killed. So, other than that, we shall sign off for the night as I say goodbye to those of you who may be watching this until next session.